Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good night. Wherever you are, let me welcome you to this another episode of the Saudichress show. And of course, tonight is Monday. Yes, normally on the Monday night, people, but I am so running late this afternoon, or should I say tonight? But guess what, people? In a long time. Who is this? We need a reintroduction of this part of the host of the show tonight in studio, people. What does it?
Yes, sir, it's me, Mr. Lehman.
Yeah, man, reintroduce yourself, man.
Where's the former co-host of the Saudichress
I
show?
mean, I tell you, bro. The man could not even
Yeah,
come to the
man.
studio and forget. He actually forget the way to find the studio. He
Sorry,
forget the location.
yeah,
I don't even know.
I
Certainly,
was on,
what's going on?
I was on vacation, man. I took a long vacation and some family time,
I
So,
heard you were in Nigeria,
yeah, man, all over the world, me I travel, man.
so you couldn't pick up the Saudi crash show in Nigeria.
No, man, we don't want disturbing us, so we just turn off everything.
Oh my God! You know, you don't want the device to be confiscated. We put in Nigeria, and then you know how to find back yourself to the
Yes,
place.
so I say, I'm
I
focused,
tell
sorry,
you.
I'm stay focused.
And guess what? RR is here already. The class monitor. Big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man, big up yourself,
And God
RR.
bless up all the others in the chat. Those who on the YouTube itself, bless up yourself and thanks again for joining. And please, people, as soon as you come in, at least hit the like button, man. Give me a thumbs up. That's all I may ask. Man. You know, I don't think it's the last time I did a show, Mr. Lee, but sometime ago I decided that, guess what? I'm gonna start come on the show and beg. Yeah,
Where's it? Y'all turn into a beggar now, sorry.
of course, why not? Because I realized that I'm not begging anything, people. And the only thing we beg sometimes is the little subscribe. And one and two line. Yes? And we're not getting it. So I'm gonna start beg something, some elephant and some white hat and yeah man. Hey ranking, no bother with that. Me tell us say we make a link today and the man say more call me back. However, never call me back. Alright? So bless up yourself ranking. We're there. See?
So,
Yeah, everybody are run on because I return of the schoolboy show. But never mind,
yeah.
people. I hear some bantering going on over schoolboy. Sadly, or should I say, unfortunately, we're not hearing any bantering going on in Premier League just yet. I guess the people in banter when it come to the end of the season when they're big team now do nothing. But schoolboy football don't even start pre-season, not even end and people in the banter. Big up yourself, Horace. Yeah, man. Pleasant evening, Mr. Lee. That's coming from Horace. All right. People may not show my sound so good. I don't know how it sounds to you, but not feeling too wonderful at all. But I'm still a try, yeah? Ronaldo, bless up. I am on the road, so can't join the panel, but I am here nonetheless. Bless up yourself, Rank, you know what I mean? Anyway, people, boy, hear the truth. I mean, Mr. Lee, I've got a whole heap of talking tonight. You know. People, I put the link in the chat for the studio. You can jump in to share your piece. I'm expecting to have Paul on the ball tonight. Um, I'm sure he'll have some information as it relates to what's going on. And, I put out on my thumbnail. I don't know if you see the thumbnail. Hold on. Yeah, hear me, Mr. Lee?
Yeah, man, loud and clear.
How you hear me from? Uh,
Me a hear you though?
Loud and clear.
Yeah,
No interference.
no interference.
Because it's not this mic attacking.
You know what you're talking about? I mean, I assume everybody in the chat I hear you loud and clear, no, sorry,
Is
so.
this other one a chat?
Yeah,
I thought I using this one as you miss the card plug out, Bridget.
yeah. Well, whatever you use, sorry, sound loud and clear, no, so
All
nobody
right,
even
let's
touch
see.
you, know.
Me not touch the dial.
Yeah,
Me
keep
not
going,
turn it
bro.
up. Me not turn it down. Cause me I hear you know.
Me I hear loud and clear.
Yeah, man.
I be save a sound for you to this other show, so
Top the
nobody
line.
touch it.
You see,
So.
I like me realize so you miss up. Man come all
They will
up
not
and
tell, they will
man,
not tell you the truth, man.
man come all up
Trust me.
and tell me. Hold on, the people.
You're so
I
crips,
need
man.
to check if me did send Paul the link. Da. Hold on. So we need to send Paul the link, alright?
Sorry, I was Paul, your cousin of my England.
Yes.
Okay.
People, question. And I'm asking a question because I really don't know what's happening. But I'm hearing a whole heap of noise making over Mason Greenwood people. Whole heap of noise me I hear. I don't know what the noise about. So that me call for that more I hear tonight. I don't know if Sir Paul can give me some update coming out of England. As always, you have information. So waiting to hear if there's anything. Alright? Um
So you
link me
can
at the link. I don't hear nothing. So I don't know.
can share where you hear so far, Saudi. Where you hear going. Come in here, nothing, so feel me,
Well, uh, yes. So what I've heard some issues of some persons in and around England. I can't see where it is coming from. But I hear that there's a petition. Oh, so my brethren put it, them all create petition for the JFF not to recruit overtold. Where that come from ranking? May I hear some nice, but I don't know. Who create that petition? I can't be a Jamaican. Is a man a yard? And most a man abroad. But anyway, that's a whole heap of nice. But why would this be? Yeah? Well, greetings, Storm Stranger.
Good night, good night, good night.
Lee, your fellow Clarendonian there, man.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Stranger.
Bless up, Mr. Lee. Oh, go on.
Yeah, man, long time
Hey,
no see
stranger,
or hear from the man,
you're
I
going to
true,
put in
man, I
them
true,
thing,
man.
you're going to set up your thing tonight, time start here, me feel back already.
You know, my mic
Me good now, me
hold
good.
up there.
Oh, you're gone again.
And
Alright,
your piece,
Paul.
me have it, man.
Morning, Sir Paul. Link, Paul. I'll jump in when you're ready, Sir Paul.
Yeah, man,
Yes, sir.
a time stranger thing, I get a little feedback.
I figure it out. So, Mr. Lee, this is it. I heard some petition created. I don't know where it is coming from. Why is this so? I don't know what is the what do they call it now? What is behind it? Really not sure what is behind it. So all of that just I give me a next. I don't know. I really think those persons who out there in the media land who following this thing closely can give us some real good views. All right. So hold on a second. Let me send this thing to Paul.
So I'm still hear feedback, Saudi. Me hear some humming sound going in the background there.
Yeah, you're coming soon.
Yeah, I stop.
I don't know where that come from.
And then you sound lower. Something I go on your end, Saudi. You have
Yeah,
a double mic. Yeah, it get worse now. Something I give a feedback on your end, Saudi.
the humming sound.
Yeah, man.
All right, hold on.
I
YouTube.
stop now. It's hard. You have too much gadget around the studio there, man. You need to clean up the studio, man.
Hey, Mr. Lee, I know you want to see gadget. They have
you,
business.
you say you're not getting nothing, and people are doing stuff to the thing. Oh, you go along so.
Lee, be careful of yourself. Man. Be careful, man. Be careful, sir.
Yeah, why the studio full of stuff, man? We have behind the side there some cup that hang up or some souvenir. We have a show there.
This
Yeah.
is a radio, no, but Bluetooth radio.
See, I get
The
a whole
one
see, I get a
can
whole donation, man.
no, we can put on my Bluetooth and listen and all of that from. I don't know, man. This thing I know for the YouTube. Man. Long time me have nothing for it.
Yeah, like I
I
hear
want
you,
to
sir.
listen. I want to if you participate, if you look pan rubbish. And this no look for nothing more. You get too
Yeah, but
fast
sorry,
around your studio.
I want to show up in the studio, man. see, see, I've all two mic in the studio. I give me feedback.
Hey,
You don't even know which one plug in.
you know which one I wrote now. But yes, people, thank you again for up and running. Yeah, man. So as me say, Paul will come on. So this is the petition that I'm hearing about. Whenever it's like me, I hear what I've heard because the thing set is that somebody called me today, want to find out why is it that the fans don't want Mason Greenwood to play for Jamaica or for the regular. I said, who said that? I said, nothing to him, sir. He said, yeah, man, he was either listening or watching some show. Yeah, and that's the feedback they got. I said, no, sir. So I tuned in now and I made some link, yeah, over London, but the London link never give me nothing, no feedback. Yeah. But Paul, and I said, Paul, you need to get something to come on the show. So he said, I'll come tonight and check it out. So hopefully I can get. But people, I just want to say this. Personally, my view on Mason Greenwood, whatever happened, happened. He was clear, and of course it was in England. And I'm not saying that whatever happened was true or false. I have no doubt that he was charged. That was clear. But then he was cleared, am I right? And so why are we now chastising this young man if that is the case? Everybody deserves a second chance, if it is. Yes? And right now I'm saying I don't business, right, as far as I see, Mason Greenwood is a Jamaican. He's will be qualified to play for Jamaica in the near future. Very, very near future. He's applied for it. And so as a very good footballer, I believe, maybe not so special, but he's a very good one. I think he should give him the opportunity to play for our country. Yes, if that is the case, Mr. Lee and stranger, to everybody else out there, I want you to educate me, yes, and to give me your view of what you think. But sometimes we need to really look carefully before we start to chastise another man. Yes. Strangers, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, me I say watch how you talk about this Mason Greenwood topic because if man them over YouTube start canceling YouTuber them,
What do you mean canceling?
See man them unsubscribe from NG show and be things.
The unsubscribe from MG show?
Yeah. I be things that go on a YouTube space right now.
That's why me I tell you, say somebody call me about it, but I never get the
I
chance
be
to
things that go
really
on a
log into
YouTube
anything.
space right now. If you just mention Mason Greenwood thing right now, man, then just unsubscribe for your thing.
So we can't talk nothing about Mason Greenwood.
And we don't know, how the
But
topic going about MG. They go put up a petition, go put up a thing and I start about the petition where I go on and say some
Mhm.
fans that say no, and it's like, man, them, it's like, this YouTube space corrupting them, Saudi, and me no know what go on at this YouTube space. And you see, man, them overseas, diaspora fans, them, then go on like a them running YouTube space. Me overseas and thing, and me not go on like say me run
Yeah.
nothing. Cause all the way are one. You see
Mhm.
me? But you see, man, them overseas, them go on like say, I feed them space. And anything where them say goes. Which while I don't have a problem with Mason Greenwood representing Jamaica. I would love if Mason Greenwood represent Jamaica. But everybody have them own opinion. You see me?
Yeah.
You them when name presser, fall through presser and the Gunners youth we go do the podcast with the girl and thing. Me know say them 100% wrong for that. You understand me? I say, them is like them a push a narrative on the side there, but if MG go do one show and just a highlight what go on in a street and where people them a say and where people them not say.
Mhm.
Me no see problem with that. You understand me? I say me never hear him say something wrong. Me never hear him say nothing too wrong in a whatever. Him never dare say no I Mason Greenwood forward. Me don't know say them already say MG is a Jamaican vlogger. Like him more want Jamaican players play for Jamaica. That's what them say. Him overseas fans them say MG just want say Jamaican. We born at Jamaica, play for Jamaica. Which why I not think say that a really case still. Me think say MG have passion for Jamaican players them because
Yeah.
he's like him cover them over the years. You understand me? I say for him them small come right up is like him always a watch them. So him have a passion for them, and when him see them a reach to a level, him a go
True.
feel good. You understand me? I say because him I go say yo, me I watch them youth here from them age and look what them
Which is
turn out,
true.
you know.
MG
You understand me?
always
I say, but Saudi, Saudi, it thing, me no know, you know, me no know, and me see MG come out from one show look while a ball, you know.
ball
Not
so ball
literally,
so.
not literally tears ball, you
Oh.
know.
Yeah.
Not literally tears ball, but you can't hear it balling like, you know, you must say, yo, 10,000 people unsubscribe on him
Oh
show in a
yeah.
one day. In a one day.
See,
I said
Rolando
to us,
has almost
I want
1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers in last now one day.
Yeah.
So
10 to a,
so stranger. So I wasn't following up the whole thing about this youth I wanna talk about. But so where fans them upset about stranger. Them upset because one now because what them I say MG want the youth play for Jamaica.
them say NG always a push a narrative from longer time. Always a say like say if a man them we want the overseas player them play for Jamaica is like them are overpraise the ball of them overseas them I say MG I say. MG I say them always a overpraise some man overseas and one bag of thing. You see me I say? And thing. Which while see all this umbre when him Peter, where they on this Ray, me don't want him listen to me. You see me, cause him is a man, him go around on every platform, brethren. A man go around on every platform, brother, and just go on like say, him know better for your football more than anybody else. You see me, I say, and some of them now do nothing for your football, you know. Some of them now, them just one bag of talking, brethren. And some man allow them to talk more time when some man just say, yo. Because you see, if we not straighten up this YouTube space, and this YouTube space, I go mash up a football. Believe me. This same YouTube space, I go mash up a football. Because you have one set of people I got so, and guess what? You have a people them on the YouTube, you know. We are pushing narrative, you know, Jamaican fan one side, Jamaican fans them one side, the man we are say Jamaica, and the man we are say America or overseas or whatever the case is. You see me? And me think of one thing, and if we not come to one, it a go break apart. It a go break apart.
Stranger, everybody entitled to them own opinion. Still no stranger. So
Yeah,
that's what I
everybody
think.
entitled them own opinion, you know, Miss Ali. But we have to come to a agreement at a point.
You see, one of the things I want to mention and listen, because everybody who tune into my show would have recognized my content and how I look at things. Yes, I'm not expecting for anybody at all to use certain um, terms or words and curse thing, curse that. No, that's not what we're about. And so, what I'm simply saying, I still not understanding how this Mason Greenwood thing just blow that cause this big thing. I mean, MV losing 1,000 subscribers. I don't understand. It's a tycoon. I say a lot of channels getting reported for losing subscribers. Be careful, the movement strong. so, so let me just welcome the great Paul out of London. Paul and the ball. Big up yourself and welcome to the Saudichress show again, Marcus.
Yes, Paul. Good night and welcome, man. Or good morning over London there. Whatever time it is on your end.
Yeah, man. It's early here, but late on the morning and evening and morning.
Late evening for us. What time it is now,
That's
buddy? After 2 o'clock, 2 a.m., 3 a.m.,
just turned
Blessings,
3
Paul,
a.m.
man.
3 a.m. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Paul, the information is we can't say anything bad about Mason Greenwood or anything supposedly negative. There is a movement going around, not sure what it is or why, but somebody would have called me to say, and that's why I asked if you hear anything going in and around your neck of the woods as it relates to Mason. Yeah. But I just want you to know that as it is, and I can speak loudly for Saudichress show and for myself, really, that Mason Greenwood is one
Let me
player that
just check something. I'm hearing
has
everybody twice.
wow.
Sadi, have a feedback going on. But no, you're kind of quiet now, Sadi. Maybe
Sure,
it's
I'm
from your
here.
end, Paul.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
good now?
so Mason Greenwood love in Jamaica. If you disagree with Mason Greenwood, coming, your channel will get
Let me just
cancelled.
try something. I'll jump off and jump back on. Take 2
Okay,
seconds.
no problem.
So stranger, basically, if you don't like Mason Green, man, just unsubscribe from your channel.
Yeah, if you have a problem, Mason Greenwood come in. You just everybody just unsubscribe for your channel.
Yo, listen, man. Everybody entitled to their own opinion, bro. Everybody can't think the same way and have the same views.
Yeah, that's
That's
one of the
just,
things people
that's
need
just the
to
reality of life. You know me, I say, stranger.
realize
Of
that.
course,
Yeah,
of
man. But
course.
I mean, if they want to start a movement and them find it like that, all right, they want to take action against the one channel because of that. For them right that too, I just say things set up.
And
Yeah,
it is,
yeah,
it
yeah,
is. If it
You
is
know,
that
yeah.
you don't like what Saudichress is presenting, you can always unsubscribe. You can always go your
Yeah,
way and find where it is.
this,
And I can't. There's nothing. I don't dislike anybody for that.
nah,
It's just me.
yeah,
So
but if me have my view,
mhm.
Sadi, me have a right to state my view too, You know what I mean?
But it's
And
not a
this
view.
is yeah, but basically we're saying though stranger, if me have a channel and me disagree with Mason Green coming to play for Jamaica, it's like they want to start a me too movement, man. They want to start on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. So I say
Yo,
me
man,
too now. They want to start say boy because and subscribe and this show you and
Yeah,
yo,
yeah,
these
yeah.
man
make
in
it thing
our
go down. You
these man in a
understand?
big groups, Yo, if you
Yeah.
have the top YouTube man for the fan, they not for them group, You see me? Some man they on some group, boy, yeah, where me I tell you, and I'm not them man they not talk YouTube stuff and really for them group. You see me?
How them
Man,
talk?
them talk different type of thing, man, them talk. Man, they not talk in football and sports and Man, them have different agendas in Saudi. You see me, these man and you and these YouTube space, them have some different agenda more time. And it's like it's crazy, man. It's
And that's
crazy.
one of the things, people. I am not afraid to talk, and this is what I do. I don't into the controversial stories, and what I'm saying, my view is my view, and I think everybody have a right to give their views,
And
but with respect. Yes,
the
because we
wickedest
know
thing,
that God
Saudi, wicked
expected to.
nothing cut us out. The wickedest thing, some of these people we are talk for YouTube, them now show them face. Then just come on some panel, dark screen and attack one bag of thing. And nobody now see how attack. You
Okay,
understand me
so
I
you know
say?
what that is. You
You
know
see
what
me?
that
So
means,
them think they are joke thing. If you attack, just come talk and let everybody know who you is. And
especially
know
if
say this a
you're
man,
pushing
and
an
this a man
agenda.
around. Yeah, if you push a thing or you say a thing, or you push out a man or say this about a man, let everybody see who you.
You know what's that? You know, to say, I scare them business that.
That one, a me too movement, they must start. I Mason Greenwood movement. So
Yeah,
what say you, Paul? What you say you know? What you hearing from your end of the
Yeah, I've sorted out my double. I had SteamYard and YouTube open, so everything's in singular now.
yeah.
So it's interesting because I think weeks ago I may have mentioned that over here, when a player's had a conviction of any kind, there's normally a campaigning group who will come on board in their own right and jump on it. And some might say they're outraged for the reason of outrage, and some might say, well, if you attach your campaign to somebody with profile, it raises your own campaign, whether you're fully behind why you're campaigning or not. Um, what I have to add at this stage as well, in my working career, I have been the lead of a charity that works around the topic that affects Mason Greenwood. So I've got a few different hats on this one, but let's just break it down to the human thing, which is we're all human, we're all fallible, we all make mistakes. And if I think of the team that I support, and when I was first supporting them, if you remember a player called Jan Molby, and if I remember Jan Molby, I believe it was for drink driving. I might be corrected on that. If I'm wrong, I apologise. But anyway, he did spend a period of time in prison. But Yamobi came out of prison and was able to continue playing for Liverpool and did fantastically well for Liverpool until he retired. And it's interesting, especially in the British media, what I noticed, the English media, is sort of that they have amnesia about the things they want to have amnesia about. But then they kind of remember everything about the things they want to remember, if that makes sense. So looking at Greenwood on a footballing level, you've got to say there's absolutely no reason why somebody with that talent wouldn't rise to an international level of football. However, I know what the argument will be, which is, okay, how does this look for the Jamaica national team? How does this look for Jamaica as a nation? What about the Jamaica national team females? And what about the younger age groups? So somebody putting on their social services hat would then talk about the safeguarding issue of somebody who is alleged, because as has been said, yes, he was charged, and yes, there's clips on social media which show certain things, but in the court of law, he was, as best as I know, dismissed of those charges. And so you have to then say, does a person either, if they've served the time for a crime or they've been alleged of something and not found guilty of it, does that not mean that they're then allowed to move on with their life? Because it does seem that sometimes the spotlight that hits footballers, and not just this footballer, but many footballers, when they do something, it's kind of over-amplified, over-exaggerated in terms of the impact that has. When it suits people and suits their narrative, footballers are role models. But when it doesn't, footballers are the dumbest things since sliced bread, apparently. So you can't have it both ways. Either, yes, footballers are role models, and if they are, well, guess what? We make mistakes. We're human beings, you know? Whether you're a player, a coach, a physio, however you're involved in the game of football, any one of those people is human being. They will make mistakes. They will have errors in their life. Does that mean that then from that point they have an error, they're no longer allowed to move on from that? I mean, let's flip side it. Could he not then be somebody who, if we're saying these things he's alleged of, he did do, but he's overturned and recovered from, maybe had training and counselling about the reason why he got to that stage, allegedly, okay? Could he not be somebody who then shows how a person in that situation can turn their life around and maybe talk to young men and women about that? Because you find, if you look at certain circumstances where people mentor, some of the best mentors are people who've walked the walk. You know, you want somebody to go and talk to young people about not taking drugs, not doing this, not selling this on the street. Sometimes that's a person that's done that can connect and relate. So again, you can't, in my opinion, you can't just say to a person, okay, you've made a mistake in your life. From that time, your life done, because that would just rule out pretty much everybody in the world, because we all make mistakes. But I think it's how it's presented. The difficulty is you're always going to get people who are going to jump on, and somebody with a profile attach themselves to that issue to increase their profile. So in the social media world that we live in now, that's always going to happen. And I've heard people talk about people have lost likes or subscribers. You can't please all of the people all the time. You know, it's just not possible. What you can only do is stay true to what you see is right and what you believe is right. And as many people in Jamaica are, and as my family very much is, we have faith, we believe in God. And the last time I checked, God and the Bible talks about forgiveness, you know. So if a person's done wrong, okay, they've done wrong. It's not for us to judge. That's the other thing as well. You know, we're no better than any other human beings. It's not for us to judge another man or woman or human. So what it is for us to do is to think, okay, there go I, but for the grace of God, because that could be me if the circumstances were pushed in the wrong direction. If I was weak at a time in my life, that could happen to me. If I didn't have grace, that could happen to me. But what can we do to move forward? Because we're all human, we're all fallible. From a footballing point of view, it's not even in question that Jamaican footballing fans would want him in the team. It's the kind of moral argument that is coming along. And the issue with that, as I said, is you will get people jumping on his back to further their narrative and to further their campaign. And that's where the issue is. And the thing that you have over in the UK is I can go onto an applet on, I think it's a government website somewhere, and if I get enough people to agree, I think it's about 100,000 signatures, but it's like all done online, then this topic that I might mention will get raised in the Houses of Parliament. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Or they call it modern day democracy. But yeah, so yeah, that's where that is. For me, it's just a judgment of, are we talking about football or are we talking about the moral side of things? But even from the moral side of things, everybody has a right to make a mistake and try and put their life back together. Those people that are close to football and close to elite footballers will know that the one thing the clubs focus on is football, is getting these guys and girls on the pitch. Their welfare and their off-the-pitch antics, they will have a kind of sliding scale of tolerance depending on how valuable somebody is on the pitch. Okay? And you've only got to look at some of the superstars in the game and some of the things that they've done that may not include what Mason Greenwood has done or been alleged to doing, and so far, to the best knowledge, been cleared of doing. And they've still continued to play football because the key thing is keeping them fit and getting them across the white line and get them to perform as well as they can. And so clubs will tolerate a lot. I mean, we've got, was it just 2 years ago? West Ham, we've got the player, what's his name now? The defender, messing around with a cat.
Zuma.
And doing foolishness like that.
Zuma, right?
Zuma, see it there? Zuma, yeah. And there was a whole big campaign. You had animal rights activists in the UK saying he should be banned, he should never be able to play football again. And in fairness, David Moyes came out and he was like, he's going to be my team on Saturday. I can remember at the time thinking to myself, I just love the fact that for him, it's just about the game. He's like, okay, he's been an idiot. He's been an idiot in his kitchen. The fact that somebody's filmed it, the fact that somebody's put it online, I mean, even that just doesn't make sense to me. But he was like, do you know what? From a footballing point of view, I need this kid in my team. He's in my team, you know. Animal rights guys and girls, sorry, somebody upset a cat. I'm really sorry about that, but I need this guy in my team. And he just named him straight away, and I was just like, wow, that's brave. But it turned out, and guess what? In about 2 weeks, everybody had forgotten about it. You know.
You see, Paul, one of the things that I look at carefully, I'm not talking about the past, really. Yes? What I have seen is that Mason Greenwood has applied, right, to represent Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And the son that I've seen a whole lot of media house in England would have brought their headlines. Some saying Mason Greenwood turned his back on England, a whole lot of sort of thing. But nobody remembers that England would have turned its back on Mason Greenwood at some point.
True.
So interesting.
Yeah.
But saying that, say people, and I'm not looking at the fact that there's a lot of noise around. And if you notice what I said, what's the fracas all about? I'm sure Mason Greenwood will be a Jamaican player.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to put a little dent in everybody's chest or minds tonight. I don't think you'll see Mason Greenwood on the 6th of September representing Jamaica. I don't think he will be ready to represent us so soon. but he will very soon be a Jamaican player. And that is something, that's a source. I got that from a source. So while he's preparing himself to get into the setup,
Hmm.
he won't be ready so soon.
Well, that
So,
could make sense because,
yes.
again, we live in this time of, well, we have this platform here now, which 10, 15 years ago would not have been possible. You know, like I said to you a few shows ago, you've got your own TV channel, you've got an ability to reach people in a way that we could never do this before. And we can put our voices out there. But with that comes, as they call it now, noise. It comes noise that means that sometimes if people are managing a situation or trying to manage a situation in the media well, they'll think, do you know what? It might be just a little bit too hot, you know, might be a little bit too soon. But like you say, I can almost, I can't guarantee because I haven't got that inside track to say what somebody has said maybe to you, they haven't said to me, but I'm thinking of, let's think of the two links that come bring this together.
Yes.
So we have Coach McLaren
Mhm.
leading the charge now, ex-Manchester United, and we have Mason Greenwood, who is ex-Manchester United. So it says to me that there's a link there already. And as McLaren in his press conference and all the talk has been about how confident he is about bringing in the heritage players. And I can't imagine if we were to pick a list of 10 that Greenwood wouldn't be one of those 10 players that he's thinking, yeah, I'm bringing him. He's coming. Tycoon, he already has his passport. Facts.
In FC Barcelona.
You know, so again, yes, we can talk about the squad and you know how it's balanced between homegrown and the players from abroad. But if we separate the out of football situation, then there is no reason why somebody with his previously shown footballing ability wouldn't be somebody that the Jamaican Football Federation and the first team for the men, senior men's Jamaican team, would not want that player of that quality in that team. It's just
But,
you know, that's a given. That's a given.
Paul, can I ask you a question?
Mm.
Well, this Mason Greenwood guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's good enough to make the England team, right?
I think if there was a manager that was bold enough for England, if there was a manager that would think that it
No, I'm
wouldn't
in your
cause,
opinion. In your opinion, I'm asking you if you think he's good enough to make the England team.
yeah, easily,
Easily.
yeah.
So you think one of the reasons why is because he went in get into trouble with this whatever trouble he got into. That's the reason behind it,
100%. Yeah,
right?
because
So
if
was there a protest against him not having him on the England team like a Me Too movement with the female in England, like they don't want this guy for whatever reason.
before the England level, so around the time this happened, there was huge protests about him even being able to play for Manchester United again,
Right.
because the conversation went towards, and there was campaigns about the kids team, Manchester United women's team, which the Manchester United women's team is quite a successful team in terms of its ability level in the Women's Premier League. I think it's the WSL. Yeah, it was at the time, it was huge. There was a whole heap of, as we'll call it, noise around that, to the point where it made it almost impossible for him to come back to Manchester United and play for them at any point in the very immediate future because of the campaigns and the media. Yeah, you know, the talk shows were bringing up people from left, right, and centre to have an opinion about whether or not he should be playing, whether or not he should be allowed. The difficulty was what you had was the footage, the video footage that was pulled off social media, that went round just constantly, you know, just being clipped and rehashed. So unless you were somebody that kind of looked behind it and for want of a put it into context and thought, okay, what's happened here? Is this just a moment in time where a kid's lost his cool, or is this like an actual habitual behaviour? That wasn't discussed. None of that was discussed. What else wasn't talked about is how, yes, you've got some professional football clubs that have a very good welfare system in terms of they do education, they look after the players on the pitch, off the pitch, in the squad, out the squad, when they're injured, when they're fit. There's also football clubs who do nothing of the sort. And these guys are in their football clubs from 7, 8, 9 years old. They're lauded, they're looked after only to play and focus on playing. And they're not really exposed to real-world situations with support, because all the club cares about is you come training, you keep fit, you tick over, you perform on a Saturday or Sunday or Monday, Friday, all these days now, thanks to Sky Sports. But that's the difference. So then when something like this happens, some clubs, and Manchester United are a big club, better than most, the club machine will get around, the media, the support and stuff like that. But day to day, from the experience I've had with players of that level, when things have gone wrong, not great. And this is why you have so many young players becoming drug addicts, alcoholics, gamblers, so on and so forth. Because at elite level sport, remember, football's a team game, but it's also an individual game. You're working to be part of a team, but you're also competing against pretty much everybody that you train with every day. Yeah. So that mindset, that single-mindedness that you have to have at that level, people don't understand the pressure that puts on what are young boys. And even when they get to 20, 21, 22, so much has been done for them up until that point. If football drops them for whatever reason, injury or contract loss or whatever, they literally come out into the real world and they're like, all right, I don't know how to pay a bill because my agent used to do that. My manager used to sort all that out for me. Often when friends of mine went on loan or moved from club to club, if they're on loan, sometimes they wouldn't stay in the house. They'd just be in a hotel in the local area to the training ground or that home stadium. Or if they were sorted out with accommodation, agent turns up at the training ground. Right, here's the keys. That's the address. That's where you're staying. Boof, gone. That's it. Nothing else. Not like, oh, supermarket's here, post office is here, bank is here. No, don't sort that out. Work it out for yourself. That's what happens. All
long ago was that, Paul? The whole incident happened. How long ago was that?
What, with Mason Greenwood?
Yeah. How many years ago was that?
It feels like about 2, maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, so it's not that long ago, huh?
No. It's quite recent. It's quite recent. And the thing is as well, it was at a time where he was just starting to get more and more playtime with United. So his playing profile was just starting to elevate and escalate, increase. It was going up and up. So for him, it couldn't have happened at a worse time in that respect. But, I mean, there's a kid who was at Newcastle United, Niall Ranger. And this kid, amazing talent, just amazing talent. But the difficulty with Niall Ranger couldn't break away from his upbringing, his grounding, or his surroundings, I should say. And he was a roadman, and didn't matter the trappings of football that he was earning, he still associated with and hung out with his boys, and the problem with that is that these boys were up to no good at times, and that really just ruined his career. So it does happen. Another example, not only Ferguson, Sam Allardyce got around this lad, and Ravel Morrison. Ravel Morrison was touted as being an amazing talent, amazing talent, but again, couldn't break free of.
So Paul, with all that knowledge you know of Mason Greenwood, where you stand on that situation as far as him playing for Jamaica?
He should play. If we're taking it on the footballing level,
yeah, and
football alone, then he plays. But what I'm saying is, we live in a time where the media won't and campaigners won't allow it to just be a footballing decision.
Exactly, it's a different time we're living in.
That's right.
Totally different time, and then you got the female them pushing a lot of weight now. Once the female involved, it's it's like a whole
Yeah.
different ball game. That's what it is, you know.
See it there. See, and then if you lay that over on top of the fact that people will say, role model, so on and so forth. Oh, he's going to be around kids. You know, they'll bring up the safeguarding issue. So it's it's not straightforward. But
Yeah,
if it was,
it's a very sticky situation, you know.
yeah, man, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
But them stuff can happen to anyone of us still,
yeah, but you didn't even have, yeah,
yeah,
but stranger, even happening in the states, man. Once you're a superstar, it's like people just are wait for your bucket too, you know.
yeah, yeah,
And
True enough. True enough.
them females are wait for your bucket too. Just brush
yeah.
by one of them and you say, yeah, man, straight up, man. Sexual harassment, man, and all them phone them, man. You're gone, man. When you're
Yeah,
innocent, you're
true.
gone, bro. It's
That's
very
It's
true.
tricky,
true.
man.
They
And
It's
do
true.
it's very unfortunate
And
it
a
happened to
black
the
man, you see a black man now,
even
it
worse.
tough for we,
hold on,
you see,
hold
when it
on.
happen to we.
See it there?
I understand the whole scenario, but people are not going down for the race part of it.
No, man,
Hold
I
on.
don't really
No.
go down the board.
What I'm saying is, remember now what we're talking is football, and football now really have no color. Yes, and
He
we
just
all
like, yeah,
understand. We
example.
know where we are.
I just an example. I just an
Yeah, man,
example.
I know.
You
I heard
know,
it before, so I just want to set the thing straight. But anyway, one of the things, people, and bless up yourself, Craig. Yeah, man, bless up King Robert as well. The point I want to make, and I'm not here to judge, I'm not here to campaign for or against. My intention is once this player or any other player, yes, is eligible to play for Jamaica and they are good enough, yes, to
Mm.
surpass who we have or what we have, then I'm willing to accept that play. As it relates, and I'm going to say this now, because I want to look more at Mason Greenwood than what he has. To hell with who want to come with other stories. My thing now is Mason Greenwood is the sort of player who we believe can take us forward. Yes or no? And if it is yes, which I believe, why will we have this whole conversation? And I ask the question, why are we having so much noise about it? Look at what I'm saying now, people. Listen to me carefully. My good friend from Africa would say, pay attention, pay attention. No. You know that man, Mr. Lee? A teacher, African teacher would say, pay attention.
No.
No. What I'm saying, getting to hear all of this, and I was just going on my phone and checking some topics on YouTube and all this big thing. What I'm seeing, what we did, or what many persons have done, talking about all of this and losing 1,000 subscribers and people saying that persons are anti this, what we are doing is making more noise on it. I don't think it was all that necessary for anybody to go around and campaigning that they should unsubscribe from Saudichress. Because what you're doing is sending a message more. So while you are saying that, people are gonna watch more of what the content is, and it keeps going and growing wider. We know at some stage have to find a common ground, people, among ourselves, because we're talking football. Some of us because we love it and we want to see Jay do better. But maybe some people just doing it and they're making a money after good voice. Not unlike me, I can't chat to save myself, and I don't think I can talk to make money. The point I'm making is we need to now look at our future, people. Where do we go? Forget about, because you know what will happen come September and go in October. We're gonna see more English-based players where many of us going to start making nice over. You know? And there's somebody same man who are persons that say X not play or X play. Them are gonna see one who complain about who playing and who shouldn't come in. Because that's just us, who you feel about, what you feel about a particular player. This may be a bit personal, but I'm saying at the end of the day, it is football we soon start complaining about and cussing coach too. Because
that's true.
Sorry, this whole situation is very unique, man, because you're talking about involved female.
no,
And
no, no.
once female involved, they're gonna state their view, sorry.
Is that the
That's just
views
reality.
no, listen, who's gonna state the views? The females?
Of course.
Is that the female problem? You know?
And then female, I make nice
No,
about it, you know, as I saw there saying.
man, it's not the female. That female that brought about that information. I go over. That started from the matter was at hand while he was at Manchester United. And Paul, you can correct me. My memory serves. It was not England the persons were drubbing this young man about. It was not playing for Man United.
Well,
More so than England at the time.
here's the thing. Okay, in the UK, well, I live in England, so I'll focus on that. In England, something like this in 2024, 2023, 2022, and even 2020, there is absolutely no way in the world that when it covers the topic of, domestic abuse, violence, sexual violence, or anything like that, there is absolutely no situation over the past 4 years that this will not be picked up by the media, jumped on by campaign groups about this. It's just not possible. It's just not possible in the current climate. Let's remember, it only takes somebody with a mobile phone and access to YouTube to make a channel and start making noise about anything. One area that I've got a channel, I've got a login, let's say, on X. I don't use X. If you read X, you're depressed in 5 minutes. It's just terrific what people talk about and how they talk to each other on X. It's just terrible, you know.
That's why it needs X.
But that's human beings right now. Human beings are like, wow. But then on the flip side, just a few weeks ago, after the riots we had in the UK, there was a woman who suggested that a mosque should be torched with people in there. She got sentenced for 5 years. She got sentenced for 5 years, and it's one of the first kind of cases where what somebody said on social media has been brought from the virtual world into the real world in terms of punishment, and to say what you say and you do in the virtual space now has repercussions in the real world, because for too long people are able to say what they think without conscious thought of how that impacts somebody else. And again, when you look at the footballers now, male, female, young or old, because they all have their socials, you've got access to them like you never had before. Never had before. But I say, the flip side of this is two things. One, you could spin it another way and say, okay, this guy's done this or not. I'm not a judge. I'm a coach. I'm a football coach. That's me. However, we have to accept that there's been some noise around an incident. Otherwise, there's no smoke without fire. We wouldn't be having this discussion now. But could we say this? Could we do this as Jamaica's Football Federation and national team? Could we put our arms around somebody and say, okay, what's gone is gone, but can we support you? Can we nurture you? Can we love you in a way that maybe you never have been before? And can we get you to perform for this team in a way where you feel supported? That's one thing. That's the first thing. But I have to agree.
Hold on the pause. Sorry to cut you. We have to pick up AKA program Franklin Campbell. Bless up yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
But I have to agree with Mr. Lee, where in 2024, when there's almost like a mainstream line that you can tread, and you're safe within that mainstream line. But as soon as it touches or goes anywhere near certain things get very, very messy, very, very messy, very quickly, and the noise sticks, and it's very hard to shake that off. It's very hard. So I completely agree with what you say, Mr. Lee. In 2024, when it affects the kids or it affects the females, it's a problem. It's a problem. It has to be addressed. It has to be addressed, because otherwise what you'll have is, let's say, for example, Mason Greenwood does play in the upcoming game. I can almost guarantee there'll be somebody campaigning at the ground that is playing that, or a team of people campaigning, or whatever. That's going to happen. That might happen every time he appears for the Jamaica national team. Should he do that in the future? That might just be something that the Jamaica Football Federation, FIFA, have got to just manage, because the controversy it causes. But
And you know, Paul, not to cut it, that could be a distraction too, you know. So
Yeah.
if you should make it on the Jamaican team and start playing, they're gonna find all these people gonna pop up from nowhere trying to protest against him playing for the Jamaican team.
The good thing
You know
about
what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
could also be a distraction for the team. So the Jamaican Federation got to look into all those things, the pro and the con. You know, does it worth it with all this stuff that been going on for the past couple of years with the Jamaican team, for this guy to come and play for Jamaica? You know, so it's very tricky, and you know, I want to wait and see how this thing gonna play its way out. But you're gonna find people protesting against it.
I'm sure.
And like the way it is, everybody have them opinion. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. So let's see how it works out.
It's one other thing that I want to say that is expected, and I've been reading some things in recent times since he has gone to France. Yes, I don't want to bring it up based on the sensitive nature of what's happening now. And I think he will and he should learn from this. You know, because it's not an easy road for him. But he has moved over. He has crossed the hurdles. He has ride over the hurdles, knowing what was at stake, and he's performing well for his club. Yes. So it's up to us now to build this sort of what we say camaraderie among, not just among the player, but among the team that will, you know, embed it and help to groom this one into this sort of, because we all know, we have seen what happened to people like let me not use that R. Kelly name, but Bill Cosby and so on. And we know it stretch a long way. All right? By the way, people, we don't want to dwell, or should I say, continue too long on this particular. We want to look at who Mason Greenwood. What does Mason Greenwood brought to Jamaica, to the Reggae Boyz? Which is his best position, Paul?
His best position? Well, he's naturally left-footed, isn't he? And he was having the most impact playing from the right-hand side, either as like an inverted midfielder or winger. So I would say the same thing. You'd want him on the right side coming in. But you've also got a man like Bailey who likes to sit in that kind of position as well. He's a footballer with good quality. And when you've got players of good quality, they can generally play anywhere, as you would say. So
man.
use the different passport. People still love him.
Paul,
Yeah.
so who do you say this guy's better than?
Hey, Mr. Lee, let me stop you right there. You know, let Paul finish his statement or his comments before you're going to that comparison. I know you're going.
No. I'll take it now. Were you going to say Bailey?
Yeah.
Better than Bailey?
Yeah.
To be fair, when Greenwood was playing the games he was playing before all this Ferrari started, I would say, for what I've seen of Bailey, that Greenwood, what I've seen of him, was in front. Listen, you're talking about choosing between like maybe a Ferrari and a Porsche in terms of these are two very, very skillful operators. Very, very skillful. I would say maybe just Greenwood has a little bit more, I don't know, in the moment, a little bit more aggression, a little bit more, I don't know, just in the moment, just has that little bit more. Bailey sometimes just looks a little bit, might just not get stuck in there a little bit, but like Greenwood go in. But in terms of pace, skill, naturally left-footed, very, very similar. Very, very similar. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You tell me a team that wouldn't like to, you know, the noise aside, on a footballing level, have the headache of having to choose between those two, you know? So if we get to a stage where the Jamaica squad has that kind of strength in depth of that quality, then qualifying for the World Cup, that's light work. That's light work. So for me, from what I've seen when he was, featuring for Manchester United. Yeah, just nudging where Bailey is. Bailey's still got a little bit more to do. The weekend showed that there was just a couple of moments where you're thinking, just get your head up a bit quicker, make a better choice. But either one of those are players of a level where if you've got 8 or 9 steady, solid professional players, with the magic that those two, either one of them two could bring, Jamaica got a great chance of being successful in the next 2 years.
You're more clinical, Mr. Lee, you see me?
Oh, Mason?
Yeah, man, they man get opportunity, man. They are boring it.
That's what I'm saying.
And he was on
That's what I'm saying.
He was on a very good form. He was in very good.
Yeah, man.
All is he, Pa?
21.
Yeah?
He's just a kid.
Yeah, he's young. It's a picnic.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, 22. It's just 22. Beg your pardon, 22. It's a picnic.
So Pa, my question is, if him do play for Jamaica, him can't go back and play for England, right? That's it.
Well, it's reported by ESPN that 3 days ago, the Jamaican Football Federation made a formal approach to transfer Greenwood's international registration from England to Jamaica because he made one appearance for England, I believe it was, one cap. Yeah.
So that shouldn't be a problem then for him to represent Jamaica. But the question I asked, though, now, if he represents Jamaica, can he go back and play back for England in the future?
Well,
is there a possibility?
To be fair, if he can go from England to Jamaica, there'd be no reason why he can't go from Jamaica to England. Whether he'd want to do that or not remains to be seen because, again, there's potentially a generation of the Jamaica national team, which would mean that players don't want to go back to Jamaica, that the Jamaica national team could get to the level of England and surpass. Let's remember, at the moment, the last time I checked, the Jamaica national team were about 54, 55 in the FIFA World Rankings. That's not terrible. It's not terrible. You know, let's remember where Jamaica is, 3.5, 4 million people.
That's a good position.
You know what I mean? Mm. So if you can add, and this is what I've said to before, in the next 2 years, and let me tell you, there's no way Coach McLaren hasn't looked at this and thought, hang on a second. Hang on, see there? Even Sterling. Switch him over as well. Do you know what I mean? Can't get into Chelsea, but bring him to Jamaica. Why not? You know what I mean? Listen, if you can look at here's the thing. Look at Argentina. Look at Argentina. Let me finish. Look at Argentina, right? A mediocre Argentina with a decent goalkeeper and on his last legs, Lionel Messi won the World Cup. Yeah? So if you can get organised, you've got players who will run their legs off for a little bit of superstar, and you've got a decent shot stopper, you have a chance. Even in international football, they've always said at any level of football, your spine, goalkeeper, centre-back, central midfield, striker, you need those 4 players. If you've got those 4 players and they're of a level, you've got a chance because the rest you can make allowances for. But you need those 4 players.
Paul, Paul, Mr. Lee, if you get 3 or more caps for your country, I don't think you can play for your next country still.
I wouldn't even know whether that's a fact or not.
Yeah,
I can search that out though.
If you get 3 or more caps for your country, yeah. You get 3 caps for your country if you're over 18, either over 18 or over 21, and get 3 or more caps. That means you have to play for that country for the rest of your life.
You
cannot switch back at no point. You sure about that though?
You can't switch back at no point.
Hold on. You see, all of that, what I've read some time ago, it has to do with, it's like this situation where you apply for that purpose. But let's say, let's put it this way. I am from Jamaica, right? So I go to US and I played for US. Yes? Or I play for Jamaica. Let's say I play for Jamaica. I have gotten 5, 6 caps. But I migrated to Jamaica, I'm married, and all of that. You can now apply for the citizenship. And once that is granted, right, there are ways that you can play. But in this light, where persons are just applying for this nature, once you are under 21 and you have not max 5 or so cap, then you are able to switch allegiance to play for any other country. But the going back part of it now, it is a bit tricky.
What about if you're over 21, Saudi? You say under 21. Just what if you're over 21? Like,
It goes through a different channel. The application setup is different.
Yeah, there's some truth in that because I don't know if you remember a man like Ryan Giggs, because he actually played for England school boys, but he played for the Welsh national team and never reverted to playing for England. Ironically, in a period of time where the one thing that England missed was a naturally left-sided winger. That would seem to make sense to me. I was just looking on the English FA website, and at the moment they still very much have a big profile for Mason Greenwood on there. He even has a legacy number, which is 1248. It highlights his date of birth, his height, his single cap. He was born in Bradford. He's currently with Marseille. And he made his England debut on the 4th of September 2020. So it's been a long time since he played for England. A long time. It's over 4 years. England haven't shown him the love.
Against, I remember.
You know, haven't shown him the love since this happened. So, you know, if I was him and there's a team saying, you know what I mean, come to us. We want you. Not, you know, oh, times got tough. We've dropped you. We want you. Despite what's happened, we want you. Most footballers are going to go in that direction because most players of any team sport just want to be involved. They want to play. And especially when you're going into an environment where you feel, for the most part, you're going to be loved. You know.
Paul. I could just envision, you know, Mason Greenwood coming to play for Jamaica, and then we make it to the World Cup, and then we face England in the World Cup. How about that?
Lord.
It's just a matter of time before.
Listen, football does that. Football does that, though. Football, you know.
That would be a nice look, huh?
Listen, football does that. Football does that. You know what I mean? And listen, it's like when I'm working with younger players, I'm mentioning I'll say to them, like, you know, you finish a game, shake hands, because this guy might be your opponent today, but he might be your teammate tomorrow. You don't know. You know, that guy could be your opponent today. He might be your coach in 10 years' time. You don't know. So you can't burn bridges. But yeah, that would be a fixture. Oh, yeah. Goodness me.
Relates to the number of caps. Ronaldo has stated that it's 5 caps, and he's 100% sure on that. I think it is 5 caps. I think 3 or 5. He's saying no matter the age, over 5 caps, you cannot switch allegiance. I think you can check that out again. As I said, there are different circumstances. The reason Declan Rice playing for England right now is because they only played for Ireland once.
Yeah. See? Yeah, that makes sense. The same.
Diego Costa in Spain. Diego Costa is a Brazilian and played 1 game for Brazil against. And I know, yes. So these are the things that is expected. Again, people, please hit the like button. At least give me 5 more likes. Give me a few minutes, people. Just get it right back. And I will continue shortly. So continue, Paul. But before, let me say this though, Paul. I don't know how much work have you done over the past couple of days, but there's still a lot of noise about other heritage players, especially coming out of England for Jamaica. What's your latest information on those players, if you have any at your fingertip?
Well, it's not so much that I have names, because there's okay. So, for example, I'm part of a group of senior black players who used to play football, played veterans football, and we're kind of moving on to only being able to manage 5-a-side, at least some of them are. And we talk about this quite a lot. And actually, for us, it's an exciting time, because if you look at, okay, take England, for example. We just had the Euros, and you had players like Watkins, Tony, Eze, barely get minutes. You know, if you add their minutes together, that they played in that tournament, I don't think it adds up to 90 minutes combined. And so what you've almost got like a queue, a waiting list of players because for so long that Gareth Southgate was doing the job. He had his players that he loved and he liked, and he pretty much kept with that tight circle. So if you were good enough to be in that England squad or even start, it's very difficult to make that pathway in. So all of a sudden now you've got an opportunity where heritage players are thinking, hang on a second, I could wait and hope for a call up to the England squad, or I could look back through my family tree, near history or far history, and realise that actually there's a different pathway for me. And don't think that professional players aren't talking to each other about this. They are. I was speaking to my nephew at the weekend, who's part of Chelsea's under-23 setup. Saw him over the weekend when down in London. And I said to him, I says, so you got three choices going forward when you break through fully: England, Guyana, Jamaica. And he says, actually, it'd probably be Jamaica, because he says Guyana or nowhere. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't even push him in the direction. That's what he said. So I was like, okay.
I told you that Guyana would not be in the mix,
Well, yeah, but that's his family heritage, it's Caribbean, Guyana mix. Yeah. So I asked the question. So, there's one. And again, there's a number of players where, because of this kind of favourite group that there's been, even though they've been good enough, they've not gone anywhere near a squad, let alone be in the squad and not get used. So, there'll be players thinking, and let's think about it. When you're a footballer as a kid, before the clubs come in and you sign, it gets dead serious, it becomes your job. Your dream is just to do what you see on the telly, play in the FA Cup, play for your country, play in a World Cup. Okay? Now, for most players, for the biggest majority of players, most of those things are impossible. Because one, to play in the FA Cup, you've got to have a team good enough to get you somewhere to be in the FA Cup in the latter stages and to get to Wembley. The World Cup, that's even a narrower number of players that get the opportunity. But imagine you've got this kind of second chance within your career to then go towards international football and not just play international football, but actually get to a World Cup, which is a real achievable target for Jamaica. So then all of a sudden you're looking at, somebody said to me the other day, it's like, how many times has Cole Palmer played for England? Cole Palmer, because again, Cole Palmer, while outwardly he looks English and white, actually he's of dual heritage himself. Even somebody like Ross Barkley, his grandfather, I believe, is Nigerian, which again a lot of people don't know. So even though he won't be playing for us, but there's lots of players who they're thinking, oh, actually, England's kind of shut the door on me, but have I got an opportunity of going in a different way? And so it's a very exciting time. The conversations we're having, even at a local level, as older black players, we're like, Jamaica could do something amazing, because, again, you've got some of the youngsters coming through who are looking good and doing well, sprinkled, homegrown, and then sprinkled with some of the players from abroad, and the opportunity is there. And like McLaren said, he's not just looking UK, he's looking US, and South America again, if they've got the Jamaican heritage. So it's too broad. It's too broad to be fully across. He's the guy who's done the work for FIFA, so he's got all the statistics, so he says. Let's see how that plays out. Let's see the names that he brings forward to his first group. See how they train, see how they play. Even if Jamaica lose their very next game, that's sort of irrelevant, because it's so soon. It's so soon. It's the bigger picture, building up through the campaign and getting the results over time that's going to matter. The next result, if Jamaica win, that's fantastic. But if they don't, what people need to not do is jump on him too tough, because it's a work in progress. It's a project. The objective is to get over the line and be qualified for that tournament. Because once you're there, anything can happen, you know. And
Paul, we
yeah,
have the
as you say,
toughest fans, them, you know. Jamaica, we have
yeah,
the toughest fans, them, man. You know,
serious,
if a team pick, no matter what team pick for Jamaica, it's gonna be a problem. You know, no
yeah,
matter who is in the team, even if it's the best team, somebody are gonna have a problem with it, and it's gonna cause a problem, no matter what. So it's like you cannot please the Jamaican fans, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you cannot please the
I
Jamaican
know, I
fans. So
know, I know,
only
I know. So Jamaican fans doing a strange. I just fans on a whole, you know. It doesn't matter what team.
True.
You
Yeah,
cannot,
yeah,
you
yeah,
cannot,
yeah,
you cannot please everybody, man. You're gonna have some critics. That's just the way it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's just
right.
the way it is. That's why being a coach is not a joke thing, because you have to put up
Mm-mm.
with the fans and
Yeah.
That's
the
right.
media, the owner, the player.
Yeah.
Paul no, he's a coach. You know,
You get the criticism from everywhere. Listen,
from everywhere. Yeah,
if I'm coaching kids, and it's a match day, for example, um, the biggest issue isn't the kids because the kids will take care of themselves on the football pitch, and the
right.
result will be the result. It's
It's the
parents.
parents. Yeah,
It's
the
the
parents.
parents. Jeez,
Yeah.
man,
Oh
parents.
yeah.
Ooh. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean?
Parents don't play around, man.
Oh
They
Lord,
take this thing serious. I'm telling you.
serious, serious. You know,
Mm.
to the point where some of the academies over here now, um, they'll ask the parents to wait in like a holding area, and they don't allow them to come near the actual pitch. They can view the games from a screen, but they don't allow them near the pitch. Up until a couple of years ago, where I was still refereeing up at Derby's academy, Derby County's academy. Um, I love refereeing up there. One, because you see the emerging talent, and that's great to see, but because the parents have been schooled in the fact that don't say nothing, don't shout off your mouth, because if you do, that could have a detrimental effect on your kids' chances. So when I referee up there, the parents are mute. And it's weird because I'm so used to like getting a shout or a this or that, and I hear nothing. All I hear is the players and the coaches. And it's magical because I'm like, they don't say a word because they know they don't want to hamper the chances of their little Johnny or their little Charlotte. They don't want to do anything to upset the academy structure, and the opportunities for their kids. But when it's grassroots, boy, it's fire. I mean, to the point where in the UK, I don't know if you have this over there, the leagues have introduced respect barriers. Okay, so you have to now cordon off the pitch with rope. Yeah, so the fans can't. This is grassroots. So the supporting parents, brothers, sisters, whoever's there, cannot get close enough to the pitch. You cordon off the pitch. You rope it off. So the FA's introduced respect barriers. Um, Numerous campaigns about respect, because again, the biggest. I mean, even like 2.5 years ago, when I was managing a football centre, we had a welfare incident with one of the kids, and the parents came in. I had to sit down with the welfare officer, the parents, the child, and then my job, which was complicated enough on a weekend, making sure all the pitches were good, the coaches were happy, the public coming on site and stuff like that, doing all of that. I was also tasked with overseeing the teams that we had, our native teams in the centre, and making sure that the behaviour of the parents, not the players, not the coaches, but the parents was good. And I can remember having to do a few briefings for a couple of weeks when there was training and the parents were just waiting. I brought them into the cafe area and just had a chat with them and says, look, guys, seriously, if you guys don't behave, the impact of this will mean that there are no teams for your kids to play in. That's how serious it's getting, because we're getting complaints from the league and other teams and stuff like that because of the conduct of some of the parents. Yeah, man, Mr. Lee, the parents. I rub my head again. Parents,
No,
man.
yeah, man, very passionate, man.
Them,
Yeah,
them
I
leagues,
experienced. I used to be a parent at my son games too, and there's a lot. It's kind of fun sometimes doing a Paul. Yeah, man, you get some hilarious moments, man, with some parents that act up where you have parents get a red card and get thrown out of the game,
So hold on,
That's
Mr.
right.
Yeah, man.
You're not a parent anymore?
Yeah, me talk when my kid was younger, man.
Yeah.
Still have parents.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
hear my drama about that, bro?
Yeah, man.
The first time I traveled to US to watch my son play, all the way up north. And, he playing and doing well, and he missed a sitter. I shouted from the stand, hey, better than that next time. And then everybody started looking at me. So he never responded. And I go closer to the fence.
Yeah.
And then he started and he scored. And I said, yeah, that's how it was done. That's how you're supposed to do it, man. Same opportunity, you should have gone too. And then I see a little fellow come over, ready to rush me, bro.
Yeah.
Just like when he start walking from the bench aggressively. And then the coach said, no, leave him. It's Christoph's dad. And then halftime, he called me. And they opened to the gate and I went and he said, listen, normally we don't do that. But because you travel from so far, I'll allow you to even stay here. Hey, man. Just, but I couldn't say another word,
Yeah. Yeah.
So really and truly, that's how, and I was saying, my God, in Jamaica, we cuss, we go out.
No, but sorry, it depends on where you're at, though, because not everywhere is like that.
No, I'm not saying everywhere, but
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like maybe where you was in that state or that city, maybe that's the way them behave. Them conduct themselves a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you go to some other places, man, yeah, me like when the nice make up though. Me like when parents make up nice and the vibes there. What? Me like the cheering.
It was a camp. It was a camp that was run by the USFA. You understand?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
all right.
So it
respect barriers won't work in SBF.
There needs some respect barrier in some of them games, the schoolboy football.
Hey, listen to them, man. No, it's not so bad. No. Back in the day, listen, man, you put up all your rope and tie your rope on the field, man. When the match, you can't find your rope. Man, you go with peace.
Oh, you mean back in the 80s when schoolboy football played started?
Especially some man, yeah.
Down a country there. And they have rope. Rope now, man. So my time, man, they wouldn't make like feel like watch the game when the ball gone on the other way.
To a man aggressive back.
Yeah. Rope.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
To a man them aggressive back in the days. You have some keeper can even save a ball in a goal.
He one ranking, but his son soon start playing the
keeper if just met some ball and run past him.
Hey, listen, man, I had some terrible experience on a Europe. Hey, to a stranger place, I go Jamal go play against one certain team. I mean, I tell us, Virgin, in time they may play on a back, I go cross and hit a player in a Virgin. Straight. Now crowd the man up, So you don't know, so me go cross again if you take a throw. A man say, yo, Bala, number 6. I'm not pay the man. The man say, number 6, Bala. Look here. So me look round. I want to sit and say, man, I'm come back over here, Me call me other player who the other side, that's the player other side.
We say you switch Saudi.
Switch wing.
I center back, I say me I play that. Luckily, my right back would have played center back. Yeah, man, I just use up the captains, man. Hey, Pastor would have killed me. After I know me tell him I want to go on Bridget. I mean, I go back over there, you mad? More man, come off my field. So, them places they were rough, man. I tell you, them time they so. You better know, you not find them sort of thing there, brother. Just.
Yeah.
But sorry, not to change your topic or something where you're depend, but me never hear talk about the move with Phoenix and link up with Phoenix and Veer. Or you talk about it on another show.
Which other show, Virgin? You ever hear me on another show?
No, man, I talk about if you do a show and talk about it.
No, I didn't actually do a show on it itself, but I made mention of it. I think for the business part of it, it was a good move for the business end. I think more resources may go into that club, talking about here. There's one thing about it why I may never do much, and up till now, I don't like what or how it came across. For example, the name again, the professional arm of the JPL.
Okay.
They were up and about as if they were the one who cited that move.
Mm-hmm.
It as if they instrumentally, pair these two. I
Yeah.
couldn't understand because I've heard of other clubs in recent time who have been sold out or changed, but I have not seen anybody from the JPL being a part of it. So I was wondering, why is it this one is so important that the professional arm was so much involved? So I was
They
curious
want
about
to. I think they want to see Craig Butler have a part to play in the next election coming up. Still,
who won that, the professional body,
yeah.
JF,
The JPL, whatever them name, but
Jamaica
they,
Premier League
yeah, because they
professional.
are very high. If you hear all them talk, they have very high hopes in Craig Butler.
Okay.
If you hear all them talk, so it's like them Craig Butler views is like they're more with Craig Butler views than with the JFF views. If you understand what me I say,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like them a try to get. Remember, I said Craig Butler right now. Craig Butler before Craig Butler could vote or have no saying in a none of FA them, but now we have a chance to have a say. So now we're a part of something in a Jamaica now. Them cannot say I'm not a part of something. So
So it's
that
a
was the whole
calculated move.
case. Yeah.
People I remember, man. It become listen, boy, Mr. Lee, me beg not, we don't want nothing. Yeah, my subscription for this to end people. I want me call out and fuck out to my greenback. So I beg nothing much, bro. I don't know that. But anyway, apparently you probably don't like the show. That's why you're not giving me the like. It's not controversial like going on. Hey Conrad, I know what kind of life you live through your kids right now, You couldn't kick a ball from left to right, and because you have a few kids who can play ball, you live off of them. It's all right. Conrad, me at that.
Where's the Saudi my live off and kids them?
No, look at that interpret my virtue.
I don't just don't like you so much.
So I'm saying.
Why live off and kids them?
Can you see what's on the screen, Mr. Lee?
You might say man living life, chew him kids them.
When you interpret by
That mean when I doing them, I do all the little things them when never get to do chew him kids them.
couldn't do.
Right. So he probably go play some can go play football and can do that things. I give them some opportunity we never get.
And never kick a ball in their life.
Yeah,
Or should I say pass? You probably 2 points all that. But anyway, big up yourself, Conrad.
so that's why I ensure that him kids them can kick a ball and Saudi and he go play some ball with them
Conrad,
and thing.
you see defense when I get from Mr. Lee. You and him nice same boat, man.
You understand where man I come from, man?
You understand?
We understand where man I come from, yeah. You wanna have fun with them kids them, man.
Watch out. Big word that, Big word that,
Hey, ranking. Listen to me, brother. I was, you know what Paul talk about big word. Me not even bad as enough. Because the word and meaning thing come out in a little thing when me did I look on and I watch and I listen well in that because I never knew what's happening in YouTube land today. So because highlight start, but leave that alone, people. But anyway, we wanted and Mr. Lee come here and I see Mr. Paul, somebody send you I see you get some information about schoolboy football and you wanted to know if you'll be able to watch it.
Yes, yes, yes. Is that possible?
If you follow the Saudichress show, it is possible. Just make
Okay,
sure that you follow the Saudichress show to the T.
okay.
All right, and whenever the games are published and they'll be aired, I'll try my best to send you a live link.
Yeah,
So, and
man.
the games really
But
played mostly 3:30 in the afternoon, Jamaica time. We may have a double header,
Okay.
one start at 1, one start at 3:30.
but apart from that though, Paul, you don't get Sport Max over there.
Not to the best of my knowledge. Let me see if I can. Sportsmax.com? Maybe not.
No, they have a app,
All right, so the
No,
app,
they have a
the,
app, or you don't go through One Spot Media. So I forget it. But most of the
Okay.
schoolboy football come on Sport Max, Paul. Yeah,
you can
Sport
see,
Max
Okay.
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check that out. So I've got the web page.
I mean, see somebody put in the chat so you can download the Sport Max app on your phone.
Okay. Cool.
So
I'll
you
look into
can
that.
you know do your research and see if you could get it going before the season
all right,
start.
so
Yeah.
Arsenal is ahead of Liverpool because the alphabetical they're ahead or
Oh
before
yeah.
before L. Tycoon is saying, Paul, you don't have worry about England. No more we love overseas fans. Too enough jerk chicken and steam. Where you at about, man? Royal North Beach, good road forward and full joy Jamaica. Yeah man, Paul I get some mind, man. I'm sure hey listen no man, Coach McLaren is one of Paul's coach. So don't be surprised. You will see Paul make a short trip to come watch a few of the games. When we have back to back games at the stadium at Jamaica.
Well, I don't want to go backwards too much because I try and look forward, but we did have a conversation before the appointment, didn't we?
Yes.
Where I think that's the direction where my vote went. Um, just knowing his background, his ability as a coach, and his reputation. So it went that way. Um, and as I say, I'm excited for Jamaica. I'm really excited for Jamaica's next 2 years. As we say over here, light work, i.e., meaning more than possible, doable, for Jamaica to reach the World Cup. And then once the national team's at that platform with that media exposure, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Remember, you only have to have a good game and another team have a bad game, and all of a sudden you're through a group stage, you're into the last 16 or however many teams have been in the World Cup this time. And anything's possible. That's
But,
the
but, but,
beauty of sport.
but Paul, the way I look at it, though, if Jamaica
Mm.
cannot make the World Cup this time, they're not gonna make it again.
Well,
No, sir. No, sir.
no,
All right.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no.
Paul, because this is a perfect opportunity for Jamaica. If Jamaica cannot make it this time, when are we gonna make it again, man?
Let
It's
me ask
very
you
Well,
easy, It's very easy for them to make it. The opportunity is so easy for them to make it now. They have to make it. They have
hold
to
yeah,
on,
make it.
well,
hold on, really. Hold on. Let us do some reflection and recollection. Let's break it down. Paul, me not really want to bust your bubbles because see Tycoon in talk about thank you, Paul, positive. I am positive, but it is not is as easy as what you make it out to be. The reason being, people, and this is what I look at on the flip side of it. The teams that you think are very difficult, Mexico, US, and Canada, out of it, right? Good. Remember the last time we went to World Cup? Who were the teams from CONCACAF with?
you have to
The
remind me.
same team, them, right?
Ah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back. The teams that knock us out of the last World Cup are them same one we have to play this year or this time around.
Mm.
Check it out. So every team is trying, and every team have the same mindset like us that it is easier because the Mexico, the Canada, and the US is not there. But
Right.
we always battling against Panama. Good. Unless you're gonna say we at least can come third or fourth, and that they are
Yeah,
trying
but
to.
Saudi, you wanna make the case that it's much easier this way when you have Mexico, USA, and Canada not in the runnings to
It to some
qualify.
extent,
That
to some
don't that
extent,
don't leave us with a bit easier chance to make the World Cup,
to some
bro.
extent, to
Huh?
some extent. It's not
Of
guaranteed,
course, and
but it's not
that's what I'm looking at.
to some extent,
This is a
yes.
perfect opportunity for them to make the World Cup. That's why I make that statement.
Mm.
Again, I am saying to some extent, but I'm not gonna say it's a perfect one. It may be give us more pressure that we believe that easy it's light we're going in.
I understand what you're saying. The
Yes,
complacency could be there,
exactly. But this is
where
what I
players
want to
think,
say.
mm,
The
mm,
teams, gentlemen, that gave us trouble over the past couple of tournaments are here. We have them again to play.
mm,
Paul mentioned you can have a good game now, and some other team have a bad game and they are through. But what about the other way around? We can have a
mhm,
bad game. That's
mm,
football. And then some
mm,
teams, just luckily and get to because and then we are at fourth in the 16th team.
mm.
And then
Well,
the pressure starts to build. So I'm just saying, while it seems to be an easier way out than before, it can also be very difficult.
of course,
Yeah,
of
because
course.
trust me, I am so much afraid of teams like Panama, where always a beat we up home and away.
No man, of
You
course,
know,
Saudi,
man. And
the expectation is very high for them to make the World Cup, Saudi.
and true. And
It
when
Very
is.
high.
It
you
is.
I'm
look at the
telling you.
complement of our
And
team
if
and
they
the
don't
way we
make
are
it, they're
playing,
gonna be a lot of head or roll along at Jamaica. They and PNIs are gonna make up.
exactly. And just not Jamaica, I don't roll,
Yeah, I'm
well,
telling you.
in a Uncle Sam country, he go roll.
Yeah, man, a PNIs
So man, them passionate. You see
man, I
all
forgot
them
run and
songs.
hide and something.
Can't wait no Jamaican color.
Be a problem if Jamaica can't make it World Cup.
Mr.
But
Lee, let me come back to something you were saying. So you're saying if Jamaica don't make it this time, which I can't really put my head in that mindset because, like Tycoon says, I'm always positive. That's me as a coach. I've got to instill that positivity in my players.
Mhm.
So I try and be positive and optimistic. So my belief is that they'll do it. Again, a person like McLaren wouldn't come into the setup with the knowledge that he has and the experience he has at 63 years old if he didn't think in 2 years he could make this happen. But secondly, I've said for a number of shows, what needs to happen is that next generational planning. Okay, so England now get to the very late stages of tournaments. We accept that. That's fine, but that's taken England nearly 15 years of planning, of process, of work to get the structures in place that not just the England first team, but the 21s, the under 19s, the under 18s are having success on a European and world stage.
Wow. When
Mm.
was the last time England won the World Cup?
1966.
Why so long? Why they haven't won it? They have the best Premier League on the hurt. Why they haven't won the World Cup
they don't
again?
have the best players.
Because, like we've already
No,
mentioned,
why? They should have won then. Why? Why they haven't
no,
won?
it's not
Why?
They
as simple
don't
as
have the
that, though.
best players, Mr. Lee.
It's
All
not as simple as that. Football, football,
The
as
best
I
league,
just said,
not the
as
best
I said
players.
before about Argentina. Argentina, if you were to score them and rate them,
So you
apart from
think?
maybe one or two players, they weren't the best team in that tournament by a distance,
Yeah,
but they won the cup.
yeah.
Football has always been that. It's never been about having the best 11 or group of players, the 16, the 25, however many you're going to have. It's never been that. It's been about on the day, what can you get your team to do? And as things develop in a game, how can you adapt to them the best and minimize problems and maximize opportunities? That's what football is, or good coaching is, and players
So
reacting in the moment.
right. So with the team England have now, can they win the next World Cup?
Probably not, no.
Why? You're supposed to be positive. Why you saying no?
Because I'm also a realist, and the issue that England have is in the moment. In the moment,
So when I said Jamaica can't make a World Cup, you tell me say me a negative.
I didn't say
Maybe
that.
I'm just being a realist too. Just like you
I
just
didn't.
said, you're supposed to say England gonna win the next World Cup. Keep it positive all the time.
Listen, this man is not an English.
I didn't say that.
He's
That was somebody watching the show who said that you were negative. I didn't use those words.
I know
Okay?
it was. I know it wasn't you, Paul.
So-
I know it wasn't you.
So don't put words in my mouth. That's the
No, I
first
know
thing.
it wasn't you, man. I know it wasn't
You know
you.
what I mean? So,
I know who I'm talking. I know who I'm talking. Don't worry.
so England for me, in
Yeah.
in the moment that's required,
Yeah.
the players either have too much in their heads, they've either had too long a season, or they haven't got coaches or managers who are brave enough to roll the dice. Okay? Not the Euros of this year, the previous tournament where England were in the final against Italy. Everybody knows there was a moment where Italy were on the floor. A substitution at that point.
Hold on.
would-
What final?
on.
What final was that?
Euros.
Okay. What
Yeah.
year was that? What year was that?
It was the COVID one, so it was out of sync. I think it was played in 23 or 21 or something. It should have been on an even number. It was on an odd number. I forget
Okay.
the actual year.
Okay.
So England got to the final. I think it was played in the UK, if I remember rightly. My brain is fuzzy from that period. I must have COVID still, long COVID. I don't know. Anyway, so England for me should have won, but that was a moment where the grumblings in the press and the fan base in England started about Southgate not being brave enough to make a decision in a moment that changes the game. If you look at the very top managers and the very top coaches that win things and their teams win things, they roll the dice. Because let's be honest, if you're losing a game 1-0 or 2-0 and it's 70 minutes to go, 70 minutes played, you've lost the game technically at that point, haven't you? Because you're losing anyway. So to make a change costs you nothing because you're already 2-0 down. And that's the bravery of a good coach to say, look, we're down, but could I brief just before they go on a player with an idea or something we've practiced or drilled to say that in a moment, if that set of scenarios come up, that we can get back in the game. Because remember, they always say, if you're 2-0 up or even 2-1 in a game, it's more dangerous than being 2-3-4 ahead because the momentum shifts to the team that's coming back at you. So that's the bravery. Now, Southgate got away with it when he brought on Tony late in the game in the last tournament, and then Jude Bellingham scored like a kind of half volley scissor kick kind of thing to get England through. He gambled, and then eventually he run out of luck. You know, he run out of luck. And the problem that I find with English players, I see it all the time. I could, like 6 weeks holidays at the moment over here. During the daytime, there's loads of kids kicking ball, playing football, showing skills. As soon as they get in the academy, half of that gets trained out of them. The freedom to play and be creative in that moment is taken away. And it's the same for coaches. He's under so much pressure to get England to the very late stage of a tournament. He won't take those risks. That means that something magical happens. And that's why I believe England will struggle until they have a coach who's brave enough to fail. Yeah, to take that chance and it doesn't work, but to take that chance and sometimes it does. And that's what we do as coaches. That's what you do as a football manager. That's the gamble you take. And as I say, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Look at Pep. You know, Champions League. He thought so hard the first time they got to find Man City. Thought so hard about how the opposition were going to set up. He actually hampered his own team and lost the final. He never made that mistake again. In the season they won the Champions League, they won the treble too. They just cleared the decks with everything. They just blasted everybody away, you know? So that's the thing. That's why the big managers get the big bucks, because they will take those gambles. They will make changes that people are like, why are you doing that?
So,
you know?
So, Paul, why do you not have Pep coaching England?
Well, a lot of people have spoken about that. A lot of people have, like, during the closed season, will Pep come and manage England? Will Klopp come and manage England? But then you've got the kind of the groundswell of English fans who are like, I don't want another foreigner. You know, I don't want another foreigner managing our team. They're like, fine, don't have the best. You know, that's fine. Go and have somebody Bogo standard. You know, because that's all you're going to get is standard results, and that's the difference at the highest level. The difference is those small details. They're small. I mean, look at this. His understudy, Mikel Arteta at Arsenal now. Whether you love Arsenal or hate Arsenal, you can't argue with the improvement of Arsenal, okay? And he learned what he's learned for the most part under Pep Guardiola. And now you've got the next one in the chain of, the Pep manager factory. Is it Maresco at Chelsea? Now, people might say, oh, man's got a 50-man squad. He's doing everything against the conventional football. Well, not all of that is him, because half of that was inherited. Chelsea had already put all these players on 8- and 10-year contracts and brought in everybody.
He says he's only working with 21.
Well, exactly. And Sterling found that out, didn't he? He found that out. You know what I mean? Go and train with them over there.
I have to consider, as a thought, seriously, Sterling was left out of the squad. I guess the evening before he told him that he's not a part of the squad for the first time. But really and truly, I heard some little whispering that Sterling will lose the number 7.
Oh, his number's gone. Yeah.
Yes, it's gone to, what's his name? Neto? The guy from Wolves.
Yeah. Pedro Neto?
Yeah.
Pedro Neto, yeah.
So I saw him run on in that number 7. I said, wow, Sterling done.
Sometimes your time's up.
That coach is very brief.
Football's ruthless.
Yeah, but Sterling done, man. Time expired
I'm not
now.
saying it's done, but Sterling, to me,
He move on.
I don't feel too badly away from just being a Jamaican. I don't really feel badly about this job because Sterling was very light in his last couple of games or season. Maybe he could argue that he was probably one of Chelsea's better players last season.
I would go along with that.
Arguably.
I would go along with that. I think what we have to remember is that football is a tenured career, as a player. Even with the best physios, the best conditioning, the best diet, if you're lucky, you've got 20 playing years. Say you launch at 19 and you keep going and you keep going, you might get to 29, that's 10 years. You might get to 39, that's 20. But generally speaking, it used to be just after 30 for an outfield player would start retiring, and goalkeepers might go on to a little bit longer, maybe mid-30s. They might be the backup keeper for a team. But now what we're seeing is the conditioning of players. They're looking after themselves so well. Got the sports science to help them extend their careers and things like that. That you've got players going deeper and deeper. An example of that, we did the preview a couple of weeks ago. Man like Vardy coming back into Premier League scoring goals, looking after himself.
How old is he?
Jamie Vardy. Yeah, Jamie Vardy. So he's the striker for Leicester City.
How old? What's his age now?
Jamie Vardy, I think he's about 37 or 38. Might even be older than that. 1 second, let me just check. So, he's always been a goal machine, to be perfectly honest. And unfortunately, he scored some very good goals against Liverpool as well. That hurts. He's 37 years old.
37.
He's 37. So, for an outfield player, that's usually the point where players have already stopped, but he's still doing it at the very highest level. Liverpool's own, well, I say own, he was other teams before us, but James Milner is another one, deep into his 30s, touching his 40s, still playing down at Brighton right now. So, that's again where the game's changed. Conrad, the money. Well, they've got the money to look after themselves, better diet, better support around themselves, and they can keep going for longer. 100%. So that's definitely where the game's advanced in that respect for the players. They can look at doing the things that help them and maintain a level, rather than blowing up and having an injury late in their years that then finishes them off. Yeah. Big difference. Again, another one there, Antonio. Yeah, need to keep him going for as long as possible. Keep feeding him. Oh, Lord, yes.
You mean the Antonio that played for Jamaica?
Jamaica, yeah. Mikel Antonio. Yeah.
Somehow,
Yeah.
I don't think Antonio will survive another 2 years.
Why may I feel the same way?
Well, but at the same time,
His older age, he starts getting the injuries.
Well, you've also got to look at his journey, because Mikel Antonio, rather than coming up through the academy, he came up through non-league, so he's actually gone through the leagues to get to the Premier League. So that's a lot of work for any player to go from the
I
lower
like him
level
as
of
a player.
football.
I don't feel away. It's just that I believe, somehow, in this past 2 years, that's the time the injuries start to happen. Remember that?
Yeah,
man
your
used to
body
play on
catches up with you.
Remember I used to play with one foot. Nothing couldn't do Anton anything. Remember at one stage him playing right back, left back, midfield, for everywhere on the field.
It's true.
Him get a lick and no matter you see him ball and go down and hop. Within 5 minutes him ready again, no Mr. Lee. This time around, the Antonio we are seeing, if you blow too hard on him, he might come off of the field.
So all them lick they take a toll right now.
He has been
That's
doing it.
right. That's right. It catches up. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a physical game, man.
That's
at
right.
some point, that's just the way it is,
Well, put it this way: if a footballer in their 30s was a classic car, you'd have traded it in, yeah. You know what I mean? You wouldn't keep running that car; you'd trade it in. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You wouldn't keep welding it and patching it up. You'd trade it in. You know? So that's what you have to look at. But no, when your body's your business, you've got to do what you've got to do. And these guys now have the resources to, and I suppose one of the leading lights is like Cristiano Ronaldo. You look at the man's conditioning at the age he is. Okay, he didn't have a great Euros, but he's still kicking ball and getting change. And you can't fault that. You can't fault that, Huh?
Yeah.
A lot of money.
A lot? More than a lot.
So, Saudi, when is the next Reggae Boyz game?
September 6th.
Who they playing?
Cuba.
Where? Jamaica or in Cuba?
No national stadium, Mr. Lee.
Yeah?
Make sure you buy your ticket.
So you're going to show up and watch the game, Saudi?
Yeah, sir, man. If me I go show up to watch the game.
I don't know, man. I ask you.
I call out the fans to come out.
Because Jamaica, Paul, Jamaica man, don't like go support the team,
They don't.
Hey, when you let them in free, they don't go.
The traveling, man. The traveling.
Paul, even when they open the stadium, I say, no, come in free and have to pay. They're still empty.
Don't
Serious?
That's how Mr. Lee was at Jamaica. Mr. Lee used to
come on, man.
Mr. Lee,
I'm free, they're not going to support the team, man.
They'll start supporting, don't worry. The numbers will swell. You know what I mean? The numbers will swell.
They need to make them play their home game in the US, Paul.
Why?
What you feel there's more fans over there?
Yeah, we have a lot of Jamaican living in the diaspora, man. Them play a game over here.
To be fair,
home game played on in Miami. So it's stadium full.
You're probably not wrong about that,
No,
because
full, I'm telling you. Sold out.
Whenever Bolt used to come over, which was rare because the way the UK would want to tax him, so he wouldn't come over to the UK and run very often. But when he did, geez, the fans that would come and support him in the stadium, huge, massive. Yeah. So yeah, it's true. It's true.
Strategy, you're so correct.
No, but Saudi, I think it's something them should look into seriously doing, Saudi, because remember, you have a lot of person who are living in the diaspora, and them should play, give us a home game over here, just to make some money, because I know them stadium gonna sell right out, sold right out. Because you're gonna find people from all parts of the state gonna travel to watch the game.
You based in Miami, Mr. Lee?
No, I'm up north. I'm up north. I'm right beside New York.
Oh, okay, you're upstate.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I'm in Connecticut.
Okay. About US, right? About Miami.
Huh?
You're specifically talking about Miami for the home game.
Yeah, in Florida, somewhere in Florida. Yeah.
But I think you're right. There is a strong community. There is a strong community there that, like you say, would come out and support. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. And what I think to Parliament should do, even with the Premier League teams, I think they should bring like a couple of Premier. Like how in the NFL, they have a couple of games in England. They play a couple of games in England every year in the NFL.
Well, it's interesting,
right?
Mr. Lee, that they're talking that every season for the past 3, 4, maybe even 5 seasons, they've been talking about whether or not there should be another couple of Premier League games, and those games are played worldwide, not just in the US, because obviously the product of the Premier League now is global.
Right.
There's rights in Saudi, there's rights in the Far East, Asia. It's massive. And to be fair, I think that's why what you have now, when the teams have a pre-season, which used to be behind closed doors, man running up hills, doing this, that, and the other. No, now pre-season is a tour. And it's a tour of America or it's a tour of Southeast Asia. It's, dependent on the playing group and the sponsorship of the team, that often determines where these tournaments take place. Liverpool pre-season, we were over in the US. So was Manchester United. So was Arsenal. I think Liverpool beat them both, if I remember correctly. Sorry?
You're just
Sorry?
not bragging.
No, I don't do bragging. I'm just relaying the facts. Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm not hitting out. We're all 3 Liverpool fans here.
Hey, Malik. I'm in Hamden, man, just outside New Haven.
Hold on. Mr. Lee, you really tell them I'm about 15 so you don't have to fix address?
Yeah, but we don't put a fixed address, man. I tell him sit over there. just outside New Haven, bro.
All right, so you're not gonna find him.
No, man, but Paul, them need to look into that, though,
Yeah.
Give us some game, even some Premier League game, too, in the diaspora, Jamaican Premier League game, either Waterhouse or
Who will sponsor that?
No, them supposed to be responsible for that and go out and look sponsorship, man.
Well, listen. Let's look at this. It's like something that gets spoken about on English radio constantly. Is we're in an era now where you've got this ability to stream content. Okay, so it's then should the clubs now, because you've got these massive TV deals that happen and global rights, but should the clubs also have control of their content as well, where some of the bigger clubs already have, look, you've got Liverpool TV and other teams have that and have subscription content where you get access to games that like the women's games, the under 23s, 16s, 18s, all that, and other insight like the training ground and stuff like that, what they're doing there and stuff like that. So the product is massive now because people love little clips, little shorts. They love, maybe rather than watching 90 minutes of football, maybe a 7 or 8 minute highlight reel. So that is there. It's then about how you market that, because that's where the generation of income comes. And for a lot of things, it's subscriptions, small fee subscriptions. But if you get the volume, then that makes it viable. And again, it means that, here today now, there's yourself in Connecticut, Cress in Jamaica, me in the UK, all on the same platform at the same time, so it shows that the format's there in terms of making these things possible, which means that worldwide audiences at different times of the day, whether it be live or catching it up at the time they can, a break at work or whenever, can be involved and follow the teams they want to follow. It's then about the federations and the clubs saying, okay, how do we monetize this? How do we make this work for us so that it's viable? You see, I don't know if you follow a bit of boxing. There's a boxing subscription. I think it's called DAZN, DAZN, I think it is. And that's helped in some ways to revolutionize like boxing a little bit, because it said rather than just having a big wall of pay-per-views, no, we're going to have a regular subscription service. That gives you a more regular income stream. But then for that, we're going to give you a greater amount of content and stuff like that. Still going to have the big pay-per-views, but we've got ongoing content. And so it's possible. And again, this is just where, for me, with the run-up to the World Cup, alongside the World Cup campaign, there also needs to be the Jamaica Football Federation thinking about how do we future plan? Okay, we've got sponsors like Ray and Nephew, Wata, Adidas, just to name 3. Big brands that are recognised. The 2 that I've mentioned are recognised globally, Adidas and Ray and Nephew, easily. So if you've got that pull, if I go on the Adidas app now, I can't even order a Jamaica shirt in my size. Sold out. Every time I go on, yeah, man. Yeah.
Why is that though? Why is that? Why you think they're going that fast? They're not making enough. Which one?
No, they're making enough. The merchandise is just flying. Just this week, just gone, they launched a pair of Adidas Copper Mondials in the Jamaica livery. A yellow boot with green and black beautiful. £150 over here. Not sure how many dollars that is US. Maybe about $180, $200 because the exchange rate now. Jamaican dollars, I can't even work that out because it just confuses me. It's wholly hundreds of thousands of dollars probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Adidas, because about before the Euros, they launched an Argentinian Copa Mondial. They launched an Italian version of the Copa Mondial in terms of colorways. And I can remember thinking to myself, where's the Jamaican one? And then just last week, they launched the Jamaica livery and colours Copa Mondial boot. So Adidas are behind it. They're merchandising things. Again, I tried to get a cap, a baseball cap, Jamaica Football Federation cap in extra large. Can't get one. Sold out. Can't get one. Can't even get a large. Just squeeze it on. Can't get one. You know what I mean? So.
It's everybody I work on billion that you can't work on here.
No,
Hear that fall?
I didn't catch it, you know. It might go too low. It might go too low.
It basically has your head too big, man.
No, it's a family thing, man. You don't know that.
Listen.
When I say I have a big head, man, you can't find the size of your head.
I've got a big head because I have a big brain. You know what I mean? It's no simple. Look on the slab head there.
I said that to say, I tell you that I had a Adidas jersey. I tell you my size. I tell you what come. So.
Yeah, it didn't come in the right size, did it?
I think what happened when you order in a Saudi and don't have your size, you send whatever them have. Because you're not going to return it. So they make them money, you know?
That's it.
Crazy,
That's it, you know what I mean?
I just want until I see it in a store and purchase it. Not online.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, you raise a good point because pre-season I ordered some boots and I don't know who's doing the sizing at Adidas now, but Lord Jesus, I don't think my feet were swollen that day, but I tried to jam my foot in that boot and I couldn't get my foot in that boot, and I'm like, Lord, these are beautiful boots, but I can't wear them. Crazy business.
And he said the right size in the boot. Yeah, was the right size? Yeah. But the fit does small, huh?
I couldn't even listen. It's one of them boots. You know them boots now with no laces, right? Mm-hmm. And for about 3 seasons, I've been wearing boots with no laces, which is great because when man treads upon your toe and tries to pull out your laces and slow you down, he can't do that. So he still step on your foot, but you know what I mean? So it's lovely. Plus, it gives you a nice sweet spot, a clean striking area. Lovely. Yeah. Anyway, so these new Predators come out and they launched their all-white pair, right? So, yeah, I'm that guy who wear white boots. You know what I mean? I'm brave enough to get kicked. I don't mind. I'm big. Big head, big shoulders, big legs. Kick me then. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, boots come, box come. I'm like, yeah, man, the new boots. Yeah, man, I get happy. Open up the boot. Yeah, man, look on these. Yeah, man, they're gleaming. Put on my football sock. Put on my foot there. Try to put my foot in the boot. Can't even get in the opening because there's no lace. You can't open it wider. So, because that's a lock on your foot when you're in. Couldn't even get my foot in the opening. I'm like, Lord Jesus. Couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Could have seen a grown man cry. Crazy.
So what they end up doing? Returning it?
No, man. I'll sell them on. Because I'm not worn them. I'll sell them on.
See that? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So even if they don't have your size, they're gonna send you something. Man.
See it there?
And get you to sell it, you know?
I ordered my correct size.
No, I know what you're
saying. Their sizing has changed.
Yeah,
their sizing has changed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These new boots, unlike the leather boots, like the World Cups, the Copa Mondials, these new boots, they're mager, man. They're narrow. Them short and Jesus, man. Sorry.
Back in the days, you usually have a little thing where you couldn't stretch them,
Yeah.
Put inside the boots and stretch it. Remember them days inside it?
In my World Cups, I still got my stretchers, you know.
Yeah,
still got my stretchers. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you wet them.
Stretch it,
in there.
Yeah, man. I stretch it, man.
Yeah, still stretch them, man. Yeah.
And we still have a good old red stripe battles, you know.
Yeah, stretch it, man.
Yeah.
Half a fit.
Yes.
Yeah. Old school, man. You have to do them things there. Yeah.
It's getting late. But I just want to touch on this. Mr. Lee and Paul, you might not have a lot of information on that. But in recent time, people, just Friday, Mount Pleasant has now created history. So Mount Pleasant, 2 months ago, if my memory serves me right, fired the entire coaching staff, citing that they are going in a new direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they have gotten rid of some players again, citing that the direction to which they're going, they're looking more towards the academy. You transition from the academy to Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, just Friday night, they have fired the coaches that they took on 2 months ago. And what makes it interesting, or should I say exciting, they have gone back for the previous coaches that they fired.
Business started,
Let's
business.
put some context into it.
Ay,
Who are these coaches? So Theodore Whitmore, former Reggae Boyz national coach,
mm,
was the head coach. He has a big staff, yes, with some excited coach, very knowledgeable coach. And they fired them. Again, citing they are going that new direction. But if that is the case, what has changed that direction in 2 months? They are going back to the old direction now, Mount Pleasant,
mm-hmm.
by taking up or rehiring the coaches that they have relieved of their jobs to say that they are going in a new direction. Mr. Lee, I don't understand. But let me use this in a little tip of a story. Tapper, in his, or should I say, a conference, I don't want to say a news conference or a post conference or a pre conference, but I heard him, he was at the press conference, I think, last evening, as it relates to a game, the Caribbean Cup Championship, which they lost to the same team who beat them in the Premier League final when he got fired. So they had that press conference. He said that he has not finally, or should I say, put final pen to paper, but it's not difficult for him to accept because he had made a lot of friends at Mount Pleasant, players, management, and so on. Now, are you saying to me that Theodore is such a gentleman that he was fired to me in one of the most unprofessional ways you ask? The man just lost a final on penalties, and the year before he won the cup, lost on penalties, he was fired, and then in 2 months' time, he's such a gentleman that he has no problem. And news would have said that the person who fires him, they had issues among themselves. And that same person is still there, still calling the shots. What a gentleman Theodore Whitmore is. Just want to say before you comment on that, because this is a sort of commentary on my view. Theodore Whitmore seems like he will be the lifesaver. So come tomorrow night, tomorrow evening rather, at 5 o'clock at Savannah Park, Mount Pleasant need to beat Cavaliers by 3 clear goals if they are to overturn the tie. And to push the tie further, they have to win by 2 clear goals. So at least it draw and they move on extra time and penalties. Now, if Mount Pleasant is able to do that, I have to give Theodore Whitmore a big, big hand and probably give him the goat of coaches in Jamaica. So just for your argument, Paul, answer
Mm.
me. If it is some strange reason and Steve McLaren has failed in his first 2 games, then we might have to call back up to save the Reggae Boyz. What say you about that?
Mr. Lee, I'll let you go first.
No, I don't think. I mean, so Sadi, your argument is that if him shouldn't come back and save Mount Pleasant,
Mm.
right, and it work out good for in Mount Pleasant favor, you think they should also call him back to save the Reggae Boys to make it
That's
to the
it.
World Cup?
If,
If
if,
if he shouldn't succeed with
because it have showed me that he's a lifesaver. That he's a
okay,
man who can turn
okay,
things around.
okay. So that's your argument.
Yes,
Oh well, me
yes.
not agree with the Reggae Boys part of it.
Okay. But you agree with the Mount Pleasant part?
Yeah, man. They should have never let me go in at the first place. I mean, how can you win a title a year ago and you went back to the final and lost on penalty and you get axed. I mean, you have to be doing something right for you to be at the final 2 years in a row.
See it there.
Just doesn't make no sense, you know. So that's just to show you that you shouldn't have been fired in the first place. And they make a big mistake and they're just trying to correct the mistake at this time. You know, so I hope it work out. I hope it work out for them.
I think it's the panic button press.
Yeah, I hope it. Yeah. Some people get panic and thing, you know. But I heard the new coach of them have not even physically ready. He might walk with him a crutch.
Oh,
The new coach that was them just fire.
you mean Harold Thomas?
Whatever your name is.
Exactly, you know, me not trust you when it comes to your stories and coaches.
Why? Somebody share that with me, no, Paul. I'm not sharing it with you guys, you know. So Paul, the word on the street is this: the coach that got axed, that replaced Whitmore, he's not in a physical condition to be really a coach, as far as my informant is concerned. So he shouldn't have been a coach in the first place. But I think it have to do with some friend business. I guess he might have some connection up top.
Well,
you know, friends and friend look out for you. Sometimes I say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
See it there.
You know, so based on that premises, now he would have landed the job. But he wasn't physically ready for the job as a coach.
There you go.
Physically, mentally, he's not a good motivator. Nothing good about him. As far as I'm hearing, I don't know the guy, but I'm just you know, relating what I was told. Yeah. So I think they're just trying to correct the mistake, Saudi, and I hope it turn out in their favor by doing so, because it's not all a while it turn out, you know. So so what would have happened now if he went back to the team and they don't even make it to the playoff this time? How that going to turn out?
That's a good question. Devon Porter, what
well,
say you?
Here's the thing, you know, to set the bar at a level to say, if you don't win a tournament each season, you're dismissed. That's a high bar. That's a very high bar. But then let's look at it from an English Premier League point of view. Imagine the 5 or 6 seasons that Man City have won the league. If they'd have not won the league all those times, would Pep still be their manager? Would it be that he gave up on the challenge? Or would it be that the organisation say, we'll go in a different direction? It's not the first time a manager or management group has been dismissed and been brought back in football. It happens. It has happened. But again, like you say, Mr. Lee, if you get a team to win a cup, the next season get to the final of that cup, only losing on penalties, which is a roll of the dice, let's be honest, you know, in that moment.
But Paul, I'm in a cut to you know, and it just feel kind of touched on schoolboy football. There's a team in schoolboy football that done the same thing to, you know, Paul. They would have won the championship the year before and they went back to the final for defend it. And the coach got axed, you know, so.
That's not true.
Continue, Paul.
Let me say.
Continue, Paul. Continue, Paul. Even the schoolboy football happening up, Paul. So you know it happen all over, man. It happen all over.
It's true.
So Paul, what I'm saying, you know, Paul, if you don't agree to it in the Premier League, then you shouldn't agree to it in the schoolboy football, Paul.
No, listen.
Are you with me, Paul? Paul, I'm talking to Paul. Sorry, I'm talking to Paul, man.
Listen. Up an argument like that.
No, I'm asking Paul's opinion. Paul's opinion.
You said something, so you need to allow me to address what you said.
Then why? But I'm asking Paul a question. I'm just asking Paul's opinion. Can Paul answer my opinion and then you come inside? I have no problem with that.
No,
but listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying, no, Paul. Paul, listen what I'm saying, right? If you seem like from your reasoning, it seems like you agree with me and the premises of saying Whitmore should never get fired. Because guess what? He won you'd have won the cup before and he went back to the following year to defend his cup.
Yeah.
So based on that premises, you'd have said him doing a good job.
I would go if I was a chairman of that team to say, I'm thinking, okay, he's lost, but he's got us to the final again. And You know what I mean? That's a high bar to say. Got to win, got to win, got to win. Otherwise, you lose your job. That's a high bar.
Yeah, that mean he's doing something good then. You know,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
one here, went back to the final next year to defend it.
Correct.
He came up a little short, but in your view as a manager and you managing that team, you'd have said, okay, he's doing a good job. So you would never ask him for that. Well,
No,
but what I'm saying to you then, it also happened into schoolboy football. Would you agree on the same premises? You think the same thing would go along with that?
Unless there's a significant issue as to why a coach or coaching staff should be removed.
Wow.
If a coaching group and a coaching team,
make him finish the side, man. Make him man finish the man. Make him man finish the side, man, and then you can come in. Because I don't call no name. Me just like give the man an example. I don't call nobody name, you know. I'm just giving an example. You know?
Your brain not big, you know.
No, man. No. Fall. Based on that, I don't call no team name. I'm just giving you an example that if it happen at a certain stage, and you as a manager, Paul, I'm thinking you'll be thinking the same thing as far as it comes to the schoolboy football, right?
For me, in principle, if a coaching group or a coach has gotten a team to win a competition, then the following season got to the very late stage of that competition, even the final or runner-up in a league, you can't be thinking just because they've not succeeded that season that the legacy of what they've done before can't be carried forward and think, hold on, they've got us to another final, they won the year before, we're still competing, we're still the Arsenal or the Liverpool of this league. We didn't win this time, but we almost won. Surely we go again, season 3, we might win this season. That seems logical to me to stay with that. Because again, part of success is consistency.
Right.
You know?
And you'd have called that consistent then. You win one, and you've been back to the final to defend your title, although you came up short. But that's consistent, right, Paul?
I would go along with that, yeah.
And based on that premises, and you, the manager, you'd have never asked your coach for that. You'd have said, okay, this guy got to be doing something good. So he deserve a third year then, right?
Yeah, man.
Common sense, right, Paul?
To me, yes.
All right, sir. All right, Sadi, go ahead now. Let me hear what you have to say.
All right, Paul, I'm telling you, you're such a smart guy.
But we don't call on name. I'm just giving him an example.
I'm not calling any names. I'm waiting for you.
Hey, Father, I didn't call on you, Father. We're just talking in logic, you know. So I don't know what Sadi I can get mad. Go on, Sadi.
So can I respond now, sir?
All right, sir. Your time, sir. Keep quiet. Yeah.
Do I need to get my whistle and play referee?
Maybe you need to.
We don't have a on our field, Paul. Don't ref in this game. So what I'm saying, Sir Lee and Sir Paul, I have to big up Paul.
Yeah.
Because of the level of intelligence that he brought about in answering your question.
Right.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
Right. Back to you now, Mr. Lee. You mentioned winning the title, going back to the final, and fire. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
So this high school team hold on.
Okay.
The high school team you're referring to.
No, I didn't call on him, you know. And please don't call on him. I'm just giving an example. I didn't call Paul. Did I call any name, Paul?
No,
high
sir.
School team.
So right, we say a high school team, but I didn't call. There's a lot of high school team. You cannot call a name. Do not call a name, Sadi. Just stop. Do not call a name. We're not calling no name.
Relax. I think
right.
High school team you're referring to.
Okay.
Easy.
No name calling around here. No name calling around here.
My question is, what if Mount Pleasant does win the game tomorrow? Not just win the game, but if I think they win the tie, as I said, I have to give him the goat of Jamaican football coach. That's what I said, Paul. And I'm coming back to the next question, Defan. We put it up until they can look at it. So, back to you now, Mr. Lee. As it is, with team in the Premier League, who one goes back to the final and was fired. That was the case. Was this the same case as opposed with that of the high school team?
Same thing.
No, sir.
Same thing. They won before and they went back to the final before. What's the difference?
They went to another season.
Huh?
There's another season after that.
Okay.
You know what's in your head, guy?
No, go ahead. No, we don't call it. No. We don't call any name. Sorry. Sorry. We don't call any name. Sorry. Hold on. So, okay, we don't call any name. So what you saying then, sorry, right? The team would have won.
Yeah.
Right? They'd have went back the next year and defended.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd have coached a third year then.
Yes.
I didn't make it. So that's warranted to be fired.
I do know that's not the case. Why he was
No. We are talking about the fire. We know. So what you say, Paul?
The case.
Paul. So there's a third year. So there's a third year involved then, Paul. So as the manager, then we're gonna change the scenario, then, Paul.
No, you can't change the rule.
For me, the
let's change the scenario. No, because I want to hear Paul's opinion. Because I would have. Okay. What I'm saying, though, Paul.
In the middle of the competition.
No, I just.
The goalpost, Bridget. Keep the goalpost where it is.
All right, finish, started. Finish. All right, finish.
Right, Devan, will that be fair to Tapa coming to a team with a lot of changes since he was dismissed? Listen, it is in that fair and unfair. I'm take up a job, bro. You never have to take it. Tapa,
football's not fair. You have to just deal with what you got.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Fair or unfair.
No, football's not fair. Never has been.
But sorry, based on that, it's not the same team he took to the final, and this team,
so guess what
and this team fully changed. So it's very tricky. Very tricky.
So that's why I said to you, if he go and win the tie, I have no doubt that I have to give him that big name. If you understand. So that's why I said that to him, Mr. Lee. So I'm not looking at fear, regardless. He took the job. So within himself, he must say, all right, you know what? Since me this a type of coach, we can get the job done. Very good. Go back to you now, Mr. Lee. Back to you. Paul, your answer, Mr. Lee, was perfect. You said unless there are other situations. Mr. Lee, I'm going to leave you with that. So you can burn up yourself as much as you want. You know what's happening. In that particular situation. So you don't come around and try to pay.
No, the only scenario I have to change with me and Paul reasoning is that there's a third year. So Paul, I would have add an extra here then.
Right, go on.
So year one, we won the championship. Year two, we went back and defended. And then year three, we didn't make it to the semi.
Okay.
As a manager, what you say? That warrant. All right, forget about other issues going on, but just based on that result, then.
But if you've got deep into a tournament like that, semi-finals, okay, finishing fourth or third as the semis puts you, that's still relatively successful.
Which year?
Because you've
the third year. We talk about the third year. So it's 3 years involved. Okay. Year one would have won
it.
Year two would have defended.
Yeah.
And here we didn't make it to the semi.
Didn't make it or did?
Didn't
make it to the semis. Okay.
Right.
That's a different thing then. That's a different thing because you've won it, then you've lost the final, and then you didn't make it to the semis. So then that's you're going down.
Yeah, you go down. You go down a little, but you didn't have a bad season anyway. It could have been worse. You know what I mean? Yeah. It could have been. It could. No. But you still. Listen.
Where they end in the third season. Don't say you don't make it to semi. You're giving it.
But Paul, you still make it. You still make it out of stage one. Then. So Paul, you make it out of stage one, and you went to stage two. So say there's 4 stage, Paul. There was 4 stage to it. So you make stage one, but you didn't make it out of stage 2.
Okay.
I think give it 5 stages.
You want to give 5 stages? Come on, Sadi. You not give 5 stages. 4 stages. 4 stages. We are marked on 4 stages with Paul. Paul, so I said 4 stages. First stage we make it out of 4 stage, and second stage we didn't make it to the 3rd stage now. So what's your warrant? What's your warrant on that?
On that, that's a completely different context.
And as a manager, what's your say?
That changes the landscape completely because you've gone from winning a cup to losing a cup to not even qualifying to get to the final. So all of a sudden, the trajectory is downward. So that don't look good.
Okay.
That don't look good.
Okay.
You know, if you'd have said to me in that third season they got back to the final or even got to the semi-finals, which is deep in the tournament, okay, that's showing some consistency for getting deep into the tournament, saying that you're one of the better teams in that competition. But if you're not getting to the semis, then that's showing winners, runners-up, don't even qualify for the medals. So that is
right.
descending.
So that's warrant for a change, then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I totally forget about the third year, though. You know, when I was
When you got so close to the first two.
Yeah, forget about the third year. To be honest, I just remember about 1 and 2. I forget about the third year. I forget about the third year. Yeah, I forget about the third year, pal. To be honest with you,
you good, Mr. Lee. You good.
Yeah.
Why, son? Say again, Chris.
Look at the stages. Khalid said, "My mark me on stage 4." So these are the stages that
Group stage. Okay. So group stage, what? Small league. Everybody plays each other. Yeah.
Yes.
And then round of 32, round of 16. Okay. So where did they get to? Round of 32, round of 16.
Then reach 32.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Stage 2 there.
Yeah.
That's
I was beating 2 legs twice.
I'll tell you what, let me just open Word and start typing man P45 now. I mean, Jesus. I mean,
Hey, but Paul,
hold on, look,
Paul,
look.
Paul, it wasn't as bad as this look, man. It wasn't as bad as Sadia make it say.
Paul, you want
It can't look worse.
Paul, it wasn't as bad as Sadia make it turn out to
thank
be.
you for laying it out, so. Because Jesus, you have stage 1, stage 2, and like the semi-final and the final.
I think
see them. You can't even see them.
I think they went past stage.
You know what I mean? You can't even see them.
No. But sorry, didn't they make it past stage 2 though? I think they didn't make it to stage 3.
No, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, round of 16.
You
The
can't change
quarters.
that.
You know what I mean? Man, not even touch them, let alone the semis. Lord Jesus,
It's
man.
not just like they were unlucky.
They were bad.
And
They
if
were
they were
terrible bad.
good, if they were really good, they would have the first cup they won, they would have won the major cup.
Yeah.
The second time, they would have won or even go deeper into the major competition. Because the quality of the team was there. The players, I must say.
Okay.
Never play no farmer cohesive football.
So that's about the coaching and the setup.
I'm not going that route, but I'm saying there was a lot more than
But I've said it.
the football.
If you can't say it, I'll say it.
Yeah, you say it, Paul. You say it.
That
Do you know what I mean?
incident, that-
Yeah, you say
I'll
it.
say it.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
I mean, okay, and to be fair with the whole argument, Paul, I should put it out. Say, okay, the talent was there, so you're the manager now. Your expectation is so high based on the talent that you have. So what you were looking to achieve, you didn't achieve that. So there's 2 cups then. There's the big one and the small one, and you have the talent could have won the big one.
Yeah.
But you didn't get to win the big one, so you settled for the small one. But the talent was there. So based on those premises, then you make a decision.
And for certainly, don't forget the number of teams in that year when they won that smaller cup, which I am very grateful for, is probably half as much as what normally enters in the competition.
Oh wow.
Because of COVID.
You're bad, you're still firing arrows.
No, man.
All right. So I have one more thing to say then, Paul, right?
Yeah.
Man, no, I'm
So all right. So those 3 years,
Mm.
you know, you won a cup. You went and defend your cup, and the
Mm-hmm.
second year you make it through the first round.
Yeah.
Although you didn't make it through the second one, but you make it through the first one. But
Mm.
now you decide to say, okay, start over. But now you start over, you're not even going to make it through the first round.
Mm. But you see, football's cyclic, isn't it? So
Sorry,
when
why
you
you feel like that?
Should I take off my glasses? When I see me here, what you say? I can't see what you say. Take off my glasses. I didn't see what you said.
you
I
say
was
that,
wondering if my
you
glasses
kill me.
right. So let me put it on.
All right, sir.
You
Hey, Paul. But you know what happened, Paul? I'm glad you're around. And I hope you get to watch some of this schoolboy football.
Yeah, man. I'm
Even
looking
if
forward to it.
yeah, even if you can't watch every game, but watch as much because
so Paul,
we're gonna need you on board to do some analyzing and some critique.
Yeah, man. I want to get a flavour so I understand what's happening. Yeah, man.
yeah.
Paul,
Mm.
Garden Master High School.
What you call name, Saudi?
It behind you.
Oh,
You understand?
You
all
forgot
right,
your
all right,
you
all right,
forgot your
Saudi.
promoting.
All right,
£2.5
Saudi.
promoting.
You got me there, man. You got me there, man.
Forgot
Yeah.
about his sponsors.
No, man, this is that team. This team,
Hey,
sir.
Paul, me totally forgot to say them behind me. You check it out.
You don't remember nothing, man. Remember, saying you man
Jesus,
tonight.
Sally,
You
you're
called
funny
for
enough.
the show because you want to be bantered. And I realized some people didn't bother come because they don't want to banter tonight. But anyway, Paul, you can look out for this team here.
Yeah.
This high school. And this high school is coached by one of the top named coaches in the country. I say no more. I'll allow Mr. Lee to expand on that. So we're expecting big things from this school. Right, Sir Lee?
Yeah, man, but me I'll play fifth, when it come to
You
the
can
name
play-
behind me, me play the fifth.
You could have played 5, 6, 5.
Hey, Paul, what happened? They're trying to get information out of me about my team, and I'm not letting nothing out.
Okay. I see.
There it is. There it is.
I understand
Yeah,
what's happening now.
yeah,
I understand.
Right trying to get information on other teams. And not just getting the information, make something out of it. That is really, but see it? Garvey has to win this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a national under 16 coach, man. May I let you put out your back, sir?
So, Mr. Lee, are you involved in the coaching setup for that high school?
No, not in the coaching session. No, I just my past high school. I just give my support.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
give my support. Yeah.
Cool.
We kind of help out as a past student. We help out wherever we can and support the team and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Nice.
Mr. Lee, and Sir Paul, Garvey, I think went to the quarterfinal 2 years ago. Am I right, Mr. Lee?
Yeah.
And
No, man, but we went to the semi-final last year.
Well, I know. You answer my question, yes or no, brother. Just answer a question. I went to the quarterfinal 2 years ago. Am I right?
And when did we win it?
Lord of His mercy. Let me ask the question, man.
All right. Start do it over again. We went to the quarterfinals 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year, they went to the semifinals.
Okay.
What is a clear, or should I say a fair assessment or evaluation going forward, Sir Paul?
So why not asking for when we win it come down
No,
then?
man, we don't reach this yet, man. Just other 2 things I'm talking about.
All right, so you're talking.
At the 2 year ban, me talk about it.
All right, so yeah, okay. So you talk to Paul then. You ask Paul.
Me ask you question them already. Me ask Paul about this now.
Paul, okay, yeah, go ahead. Put it to Paul so Paul understand.
Okay. So
I'm not gonna interrupt.
So they've been to the semi-finals the past 2 seasons.
Quarter
Is what you're saying? Quarterfinals,
Yes.
not made the semis.
And last year they made the semis.
Okay, so there's a little bit of progression. Yeah. they're going up a little bit. Yeah. So the
So we're just
question
using
being,
2 years. You want us to use 3 years now, Sirly?
Hey, are you up? Put it on? No, go ahead.
I'm
Now
not
listen.
asking you the question.
No, you go ahead. Put it to Paul. Put it to Paul. Do whatever you want. No, put it to Paul. No, you can't ask me. Are
Why
you
you
put it
say
out there? No, man, go ahead.
Listen,
When I asked before to put the third year, I said no. You're gonna do it your way. So I'm not allowing you to do it your way. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Do it your way.
You know, say you have amnesia.
No, come on, Saudi man. When I asked you to put the third, when I asked to use the third year, you shoot me down. I said no. So why you want to ask me no if you should use the third? No.
No, the
Go
third
ahead.
Year, the third year never in this when we start, bro.
So why you want to put it in now?
Because me tell you, me never reach there yet.
Okay, then I may have to do what you gotta do then. Why you gonna ask me to put it in?
So me ask
Yeah.
So the year before the quarterfinal, where did you end up?
Me forget. How we end up? I don't know. I asked you. I forgot. Where did we end up?
Well, if you
I mean-
forget, me don't know where I am, man.
No, man, but you have to tell Paul. And you ask the question and Paul don't know, you know. So even if me forgot, you have to make Paul aware of what went on.
All right.
it's
so
true.
Yeah.
the
Tell
year
Paul.
He was quarterfinal as well.
The year
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Year before the four.
So 3 years quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twice, 2 years before that quarterfinal, they won the cup.
Okay. So over 5
So
years.
Sorry. I'm gonna cut you, Paul. Hold on. But based on what you said, I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Wouldn't it be 3 years ago we won the cup?
Which year?
Counting
2021?
Yeah.
So 2020.
Yeah, man, 2021, man. When you got the cup.
2021.
Yeah, man, yeah. So
Alright.
would have so if you want to put it with
No.
when-
So 2021, you won the cup.
mm-hmm. Which year Ednally won it, Ben Francis? The same year, no, remember?
2021. Yeah.
Okay then, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why you call name and me not call name?
Yeah, I mess up.
Yeah, man. Me
My
know
bad.
you talk about-
Well, the man, you know.
Me know it's just a matter of time, man. Big up yourself, man. Bless up. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
So what happened now? The year after they won the cup, Paul,
Mm.
I think, yes, Lee, the year I won the cup, you only went to the second round. Because it was a transition. It was a team and then you lost some players. That was good. They come back, quarterfinal, then semifinals. So, what is your expectations for this year? And what is a fair expectation for this team?
So round 2, quarterfinals, semifinals.
No, sorry. I don't understand you put a three. Remember, you know, 1-1?
Yeah.
Quarterfinal, then semifinal, sorry.
No, man.
Yeah, man.
Well,
think-
something no.
Think no, because of 2024 we now, you know. And season now start September.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we probably
So that'll be
have to see
21 for 1, 22, and 23. So you now got three times. So 1-1, quarterfinal, the second one, and then semifinal last year. Eh?
Well, you know, I never quarterfinal then leave. Because after you win the cup, you never a second round you ain't going.
Yeah, we go second round, yeah.
So you never go quarterfinal.
Right. So we messed up. And then year 3 would have went to the semifinal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
So, what
So
is
it's 3 year, Paul. One, first
Win.
year we won. Second
Mhm.
year we just go second round, and then third year semifinal.
that?
So it's
Okay.
like 1 down, up
Yeah.
again,
And then pick up again. Yeah,
pick
yeah,
up
yeah.
again. All right.
See, Ronaldo I said no. I don't know him I said no. So,
Go ahead now.
so may I
My
ask what is a
question.
fair assessment going forward? And let me put some criteria to you. Can I? Sorry,
Yeah,
can
man.
I use
Yeah,
that?
man. Go ahead, man.
I just want to be fair since we didn't use in our last one.
No, man. But are you put your thing now? I don't want to interrupt you.
Huh?
Yeah, man, we get it right now, Ronaldo. We get it right. We
Yeah,
start here. Start.
Yeah.
So, and not just me alone, and not just me alone know about the team in the Virgin. I'm trying to say a big team got a big coach. So, knowing the criteria, I don't put here now, there's a steady projection over the past 2 years. They have, if you're going to look at projection, they had surpassed or jump over 2 stages after the last before. Knowing they have the same coach. I don't know if they're the same players. I'm not sure. I think they lost 2 major players. But the development in that camp is very good. I've been coached by the senior Reggae Boyz assistant coach. What is a fair projection going forward?
Well, the last 2 seasons show that there has been progression. So you would expect, the very least, if the last achievement was the semi-finals, that's got to be the minimum expectation, because you'd have another season and pre-season with those players to refine your messages and your coaching and your playing style. And those players would know each other a little bit better, trust each other a little bit more. So your expectation would be to at least achieve what has already been achieved, which would be the semis. So you'd be looking to not just get to the semis, but get to the final. And then in a one-off game, anything is possible. And is it played over one leg or 2 legs?
But
1 leg.
But one thing, hey, Paul, one thing to put in consideration, though, remember we're dealing with schoolboys, right? And we're dealing with a situation where you don't get the same kids, because kids would have graduated and move on.
Correct.
So you're not gonna get the same team every year. It's
like very difficult,
team. Right?
Yeah.
So it's a difficult challenge to really keep winning anyway, because you have kids who move on. You probably lost like 3 or 4 kids. You got to replace each year.
That's right.
Just for you to put that into consideration.
And that is the challenge with that age group of football. I get that. But however, if you're doing now, okay, with schoolboy football, there is a little bit of luck involved, because you can't.
This guy is very lucky, though. This guy is very lucky.
Yeah. You can't just transfer in the players that you want.
Coach.
You're working with what's in your school or your college.
Sir Paul, sorry. Him said this guy is very lucky. I want to know who is the lucky guy here.
Yeah, you Saudi very lucky. All right, yeah.
I need
go
to
ahead,
later on.
Yeah, go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, so then it's about, are you seeing consistency in terms of a coaching structure that shows that if we take away the achievement, are we seeing players develop? And whether they're leaving because of the academic time they're with the school or the college means they've got to go because their age, or are they leaving because they're improving to the point where they end up in the UK or in the league around Europe? It could be any one of those things and all of those things.
No, most of the time when they leave is because of age.
Okay.
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay. So I mean, if you're it's a team getting to the later stages. So what that means is there's something there, because at least they're getting out of the group stage. Initially, at least they're getting to the group stage, getting through the group stage. So that in itself is an achievement, because that's saying they're a team of a certain level. They can always surpass that stage. But like you say, football is cyclic. And when you lose, like I said earlier, goalkeeper, centre-back, central midfielder, striker, that's 4 players. And if you were to lose that spine of your team, or 2 of those players, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to replace straight away that same quality, especially at schoolboy football. The disparity can be massive. Absolutely huge, because you can have some kids who have maturation, or what we call puberty, very early, and some have it quite late in their teens, and that can make all the difference. I've seen it where at the start of the summer you're coaching a kid who's one of the smallest players in your group. They must have just left out in the sun all summer. They come back, they're the tallest player in the group. The problem is the coordination between their brain and their feet has changed, because they're about a foot taller. And they've gone from being whizzy and skillful to being like literally can't even tie their own shoelaces. So there's all those factors to consider as well. So as they're growing, as they're developing physically and mentally, it's a very difficult time, because, again, you could have that 12-year-old player who's just average at 17 is your best player, and vice versa, So it's difficult. But if you're getting to the later stages, at least getting out of the group, that shows something, because that means you're beating other schools or other colleges that aren't doing that. So that in itself says something. But winning isn't easy. This is what people forget. You look at the Premier League, we go back to that because it's something, a reference point all people can follow. As much as there's 20 teams in the Premier League, in truth, there's about 2, maybe 3 maximum sets of fans that actually hope they'll win, not just the Premier League, win anything in a season. It's the same teams usually that win all the trophies. It's not very many more that do, you know. So again, to have success, to be at that, you know, top echelon, which is the difference between winning and losing something, or being there where you can win or lose something, that's only open up to for a very small number of teams. And remember this: when you win, then everybody's gunning for you as well. You know, when you then step on the pitch and you're champions, everybody wants to beat you. They want to prove they can beat the champions or match the champions. So you've got that added pressure as well as a player and as a coach as well. So that's the challenge that also adds, you know, factors in. It's a bit like when teams get relegated from the EPL, and especially if they've got a decent sized stadium, the teams from the lower league that might be in the championship, they can't wait to play them because one, they know that those games will often be televised, so it's a good shop window for them as a player. But two, they want to say, oh, right, can I play against a player that's played in the Premier League, the highest level, and can I match myself? Because if I can, maybe I should be playing in Premier League, and that might reinvigorate their careers. So you've got those factors of motivation as well, not only from the players, but from the coaches saying, look, these guys, on the flip side, they might say, oh, these guys think they're too good to play us because they used to play Premier League. Get in their faces, kick them up a bit, you know, make it rough. So all the dark arts, as we call it. So those are things that happen. When you've been successful, people are coming for you. So it's harder the next time round. You look at like Leicester, for example, in the Premier League, they won the league. They've never won it again and probably never will. They caught everybody by surprise. And by the time teams worked out what they were doing, it was too late. They had points in advance. They couldn't catch them, the big teams, and they won the Premier League. But they've never got there again.
What year was that?
What, won the Premier League? Jeez. What you do to me, man? Hold on. Let me look.
In his 80s?
No. It's they won the Premier League. At that time, the Premier League wasn't the Premier League. It was just, you had Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and Division 4. And then the Premier League... Sorry?
Which team is that?
Leicester. So it was 2015, 2016.
And Leicester won Premier League?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so that was recently. That's less than 10 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, 2015, 2016, Leicester won the Premier League. So the other team that's won it as a one-off, so you've got Liverpool, Blackburn, and Leicester have won it once. Yeah.
Sure. Liverpool won it once?
Yeah, we've only won the Premier League once.
Really?
Yeah. While it's been the Premier League, we won the first division.
Okay.
But while it was the Premier League, we've only won it once.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Lee, realize that Sherman come out here big and come with something, you know. My big yo.
Yeah, man, big up Sherman, yeah.
You know
apparently Sherman no champion and
Sherman not Cuban. So right now, this one I'm gonna put up, you know, because I'm not do no advertisement for free, you know.
Delicious, man.
No, man,
champion. My brother champion, no champion.
I didn't even know champion. That's why I put up that one there. I mean, know a restaurant too, but I not advertise, not to pay. I can't cover everything free on Saudichress. Free information, free advertisement. No, Rasta.
Hey, sure, man, I hear that.
Most time I go down, so you know, brother, I have to take a little one, a little piece of chicken, go buy on a restaurant.
Oh, yeah. You tell the champion say that advertise for free, man. Get a free food and I go down there.
I advertise something free, bro. Champion, if you step up to the plate.
But Sadi, we need to know what going with
You say the Jersey man, Mr. Lee.
Okay.
Sherman, why you send me a text, put in a private chat, read the first post where you make, all right? I say nothing more. We talk after that. Yes, Mr. Lee, what you say now?
No man, sorry, we need to do a show on this change when they have a schoolboy.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna do this show.
When you get to all of the change the rules, man.
Friday. The eve of the opening. Or probably Thursday. Come on, see me can get some tickets to give away for that match.
What Eva? Which opening started?
The opening matches for schoolboy football, man.
I know this Friday.
I said this Friday. I never said this.
Oh, the Friday. Oh, okay.
Friday.
I thought you said this Friday. My bad.
Yeah. So, as I'm saying, though, Mr. Lee, yeah, we're gonna do that. And trust me, hey, Mr. Lee, may I tell us, no man, I'll do some games. But as we say, people, we have some information for let out. Maybe by now and next week, we see how it pans out in terms of these games that you people want to see. Yes. All right. Yeah, rise up the ticket. No, remember that not texting back in about me. I'll call him back tomorrow again, sir. All right, sir, Frank. Rank. I don't know what the thing say. Anything Saudichress say, I go done. You know. And that's it, sure. Paul,
Yo,
wake up, man. Wake up.
no, man, me on my phone, man.
Wait a second. I sleep to say I sleep up.
It's no, man. Me not sleep today.
So, Sally, I heard some stories that Rankin mentioned about Donna catching all when it comes to matches. So if you don't have your ticket by midday, it makes no sense you come to the ground. So we have to get our tickets from early. Mr. Lydius, I talk about ticket and you mentioned something about getting the games, some Reggae Boyz games in Miami. I will champion that for you, but hear me out champion it now. For the next 2 games that we play in Jamaica, if we can get 1,000 of the diaspora fans to come watch the game, then we can give them 1 game up there.
Yeah, but guess what? Diaspora fans now come watch Jamaica play against Cuba, bro.
Jesus have his mercy. You see me I tell them about it, no, man. That's why I'm afraid of diaspora fans, you know. If that, I hope I can represent them.
Paul, you think
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy my plane ticket to come and watch Jamaica play against Cuba? Why can't when Jamaica is playing somebody more competitive? Because that game should be an easy game for Jamaica, Paul. Are you with me or not?
I understand.
Okay,
Completely.
all right.
Listen,
They need to say no more.
it's the same. I mean, I get emails from I think it's called Club Wembley or something like that, and it'll advertise, "Oh, England are playing Moldova." I'm like, I'm not driving down to London for that. You're mad.
Yeah,
Just not worth it. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
it's got to be, because let's be honest, going to a football game now, it's not a cheap thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's an event because you're gonna eat, you're gonna stay over, maybe whatever. So part of your entertainment, like say you go to theatre for the night, you're not gonna go to the theatre to watch a rubbish show. You're not gonna go to the theatre and watch a rubbish or a concert and watch a rubbish performing artist. You want to be entertained because at the end of the day, we love our sport. It's competitive, but it's also entertainment. And you know, if it's a game where you're thinking, yeah, man, one of these teams is going to turn over the other easy, then you're not entertained. You know what I mean? You know, over the weekend, we've had people go on about Liverpool-Brentford game, and Liverpool being on the TV, and it was not a great game, and this, that, and the other, whole heap of noise about that. I'm like, listen, you love to put Liverpool on the TV. Why? Because Liverpool got a global audience. You know what I mean? So you can't have it both ways. But at the same time, people want to be entertained. And so some people are moaning. I don't think they're going to get a refund necessarily, but you want to be entertained. So it's a challenge, but at the same time, it's like you can't run a marathon without taking one step first. So yes, you need to have the diaspora show that interest that then makes a promoter think, yeah, man, let me put this on again, or do this, or do that. Do you know what I mean? You know,
right? But Paul, there's no way person from the diaspora gonna pay a plane ticket for possible $800, $900 to fly down to Jamaica to watch Jamaica playing
It's that
Cuba.
trip. You get more than the game.
To watch Cuba though?
Yeah.
Cuba? And it's gonna be a lot more better game coming up.
So let me ask that question.
So Paul, what I'm saying, no, Paul. First of all, you might have those person. I'm not one of them. You know what I mean? To each its own. But I'm saying, you have so many games going to be playing in Jamaica, and only if you have it like that way, you can fly down for all of the games. And you say, okay, you're going to go to Cuba. You know, you're probably a self-employed. You don't have to work for no one. You can afford to buy a ticket and fly down to Jamaica. But for the most part, you're going to find people really not going to be able to go all of the games then. So I'm saying, Paul, if I got to go to a game, say I have it in my budget to go watch 2 Reggae Boyz games in Jamaica, and I know I have the schedule, I know the game coming up. Cuba wouldn't be one of the game. That's what I'm simply saying.
I accept that.
Cuba wouldn't be one of the game.
All right.
I accept that. But the flip side is, it has to start somewhere. You know, it has to
But
start
Paul,
somewhere.
but it's not gonna start with Cuba. That's all I'm saying. Let it start with a team that's more competitive than Cuba. Let it start there from my pocket.
Start with Honduras.
For my pocket.
Mm.
Yeah. Let it start with somebody here, but not with Cuba.
So are you saying that Cuba is not competitive? That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that Jamaica should have a easy time beating Cuba. We all know that.
Are you saying?
I don't think the Cuba game with Jamaica gonna be that competitive. Sorry, where Jamaica cannot beat this team at least for 3-0. You know?
You see
No.
what
No, I'm just saying that
prediction. I like it.
No, that's just my prediction. That's just my prediction.
Yeah, that's good.
So based on my prediction, no, listen, based on my and the talent that Jamaica have and the coach that Jamaica have now, sorry, come on, man, nothing less than that is acceptable. In my view, nothing less than that is acceptable. They're supposed to win big.
Have you ever seen them on the football map?
No.
Okay.
If Jamaica struggle to beat Dominica, it's not a good look, sorry.
Then
it's not.
Worry about why you tell me say we should be beating Cuba easily.
We should, sorry.
Listen, we have to play the football.
Paul, you don't agree with me, Paul. With all the recruitment we have overseas, with all the money that we are spending, with all and coaches and players, come on, man, we should be beating them team easily, Paul. Honestly. And if we cannot beat them, then we are disappointed.
What do you hear now, sir? What ranking?
Let me look on this.
Hey, it's a ranking.
Okay,
it's not it. Ranking.
Hold on. Only a grandstand ticket we want. No bleachers.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well,
ranking.
As you talk about ranking, let me move to the ranking of Cuba internationally. So I mentioned earlier that Jamaica sit within the 50s. I think 54, 55, 56 they are. Cuba, as of the 18th of July 2024, are currently ranked 167.
And how much Jamaica rank?
Let me just update.
167. Let me write it down. 167.
167 Cuba.
How much Jamaica?
1 second.
I think.
They're 59 now?
I think so. But check
it. I thought it was 54. 1 second. Jamaica national. I need more screens.
So I'm saying 59. You got to be close enough.
Sweepstake.
I'm saying 59. So you tell me no, Paul. You tell me based on even the ranking.
It is 59 as of 18th of July.
Right.
Republic.
So it's actually dropped down a little bit because the last time I checked, it was a couple of places higher than that. But that's so what we've got 167 minus 59. What's that differential of about 104? You know what I mean? Somebody else's maths, correct me on that. 167 minus 59.
106.
106.
106.
106. Wee. No, sir, that's 108.
No, not 106. What I'm doing? Sorry.
It's 108, bro.
Yeah, my bad.
167 59. 167 59. Yeah, 108. So that's 108 places different.
All right. Very good.
That should be light work for Jamaica. Come on, man.
Can you check Dominica Republic?
No, man.
Please.
Let me have a look.
Why can't you?
1 second. Dominica Republic. What? When we playing them?
Played them already.
Okay.
So Jamaica is 59.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, I don't know where you get his 108, man. So I don't
Wikipedia.
108 different. But anyway.
That's what I said, 108.
Right. Okay.
I guesstimated at 106, but when I used the calculator,
108. Yeah, it's 108.
Yeah.
I was checking.
So current world ranking for Dominican Republic 150. 150.
Dominican 150?
150. Yeah.
All right then. Yeah. So Paul, based on those ranking, you don't think Jamaica should be playing a lot better, man? I mean, with the talent, come on.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. So why would I want to pay? First of all, why would I want to pay my money for go watch Jamaica and Cuba play? Cuba ranked 167. A difference of 108 in the ranking.
So
exactly. I
gonna
get that,
ask you again because
and what I'm
the
saying
question I'm
is,
gonna ask-
in
question
the
I'm gonna
same
ask
way,
you.
in the Premier League, you've got premium games where you've got, say, Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Liverpool, Man City. But, you know, when it's a wet Wednesday night or Tuesday night, whatever day of the week, somebody might not want to go and watch Liverpool play, no disrespect to Bournemouth, but Bournemouth. You know what I mean? It's not the same game. It's not the same status. So I get that. But there are fans who it doesn't matter what their team's doing, they will just go and follow their team. So again, like you say, there's lots of factors now with football. Does your work allow it? Does your wife allow it? Does your partner allow it? Does your
Yeah,
finance allow it?
and
There's a whole heap of factors as to whether you can get to a game or not. But at the same time, I can see why taking the Jamaica Football Federation product, as in taking games to America, that's an amazing idea. In the same way, a couple of home games in the UK, they'd be sell out over here. I
oh
can
yeah,
guarantee
I'm
that.
telling you,
I know.
big
I know.
time,
All right.
big
You
time,
know what I mean?
big time,
Yeah.
big
So,
time.
Mr. Lee,
Hmm?
well, I'm not disputing what you're saying. I just want to get some characteristic facts.
Can we just congratulate Conrad on going to the gym?
Yeah, man.
Man.
Yeah.
Yes, man. Our nights.
Right time for go to the gym.
Why? Bedtime, bro.
Bedtime for Una. Sun's breaking for me.
So what I'm saying, Sir Lee, based on your views, so it would be good to watch Panama and Jamaica, right?
Yeah, I mean Panama a lot better than
Yes. So
much better than Cuba. Much better than Cuba.
yeah,
Yeah.
far better. They are ranked above us.
Yeah, man. Much better. Better
So
team.
because they are ranked above us, some maybe Costa Rica ranked over 10 place below us, above us rather. So could it fair to say that you could accept a defeat from Costa Rica?
Yeah. Because they rank higher than us, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And so do Panama.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going by the ranking. Yeah.
So you'll be fine losing to those teams.
Right. Because they rank higher than us.
All right. What about you, Sir Paul?
Well, I'm just looking up something, which is the overall world ranking. So currently, position 1 is Argentina. Position 2 being France. Spain is 3rd. England are 4th. Brazil are 5th.
England rank 4th, Paul?
England are ranked 4th.
How is that?
Don't know if you can see this.
That's all right, man. I believe you. But me just can't believe they rank 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy,
Yeah. Oh, because they went to the European. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
So, what would affect in Colombia would play in the CONCACAF, yeah? They're number 9.
Colombia? No.
No, Colombia?
No.
Okay. So let me just go down a little bit further. See, USA is 16. Mexico is 17. You've got Ecuador. No, Ecuador. Okay.
I think the first team ever is Panama at 35.
Hey, Saudi.
Panama 35th.
Saudi, I know about you guys. I'm not going to wrap it up in a minute.
Panama 35th. So, I mean, I can understand where what you're saying, Mr. Lee, is if it was a game where it's Jamaica v Argentina, you're there because you're getting your value for money. I get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
So, that's fine, Sir Lee. I just want to get the frame of mind of the views and so on. Anyway, people, that's it. We got 3 hours and 4 minutes. Never destined for so long. I can't believe it.
It's daylight.
Once Paul is on the ball, then these things do happen. And here we have Sir Lee, the co-host who made himself to Nigeria over the past couple weeks. And when he returned to the US, he was so much about the Democratic Congress. He could not even look at the Saudichress show because we never capture anything about the Congress. We're not about politics. So sorry, Mr. Lee. Next time you could.
All right. Thank you for the update there. They play, what's that? CONMEBOL? Not CONCACAF. Okay. Yeah. So that's education for me. Thank
Colombia plays what?
Yeah.
So Central and North America.
Oh, okay.
Not North America, sorry. Central and whatever. We play in the Caribbean and Central America.
Okay. Cool. Learned. But yeah, like was it Conrad going to the gym? That's where I'm going now because it opens in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try go get
So,
some sleep and get up back in the
people,
next couple of
it was a
hours.
show. Again, I just want to say to people that, to all YouTube fans, to Reggae Boys fans, let us really get together and unite ourselves before we want to unite the team, because these split images and what we have heard, or what I have heard happen over the past couple of hours on YouTube, it's unfortunate. And I really don't wish for anyone at all to be, slandering any one of our players or any one of our fans for that matter. Yes, I think all of us should mean good, but if it is what it is, people, I was just checking people and I was want to ask a question. Rankin maybe could help me out here. Did Saudichress or any of the panelists say anything wrong as it relates to the topic? No names, because I've lost one subscriber.
Yeah.
So that's where I'll end the show tonight, people.
Yo, sorry. You should have never touched it. Mason Greenwood topic.
I don't think that is it. I think somebody want to subscribe and never realize they subscribe already. So
Yeah.
Subscribe, all right? Please get back to me. I don't want to be overpowered.
Somebody unsubscribe. Hey, at least you know get. But I don't think you have 1,000 anyway. Sorry if you.
Don't worry about what I have. I said,
So bad. You're bad, you know.
Sorry, at least you don't have to worry about getting 1,000 unsubscribed. Okay, you don't have 1,000 yet.
you sure that done?
You sure not doing
Channel would have closed, bro.
We can't afford for man. Hey, sorry, we're going to keep promotion time, man, because we can't afford for man to come.
No, I don't think we are.
Unsubscriber thing, yeah?
Yeah, but you know it is. It's about the quality, not the quantity. Quality, not quantity.
No, man.
It's what we do.
No,
I don't worry too much over those things, Mr. Lee, because we keep ourselves in that frame of mind that we speak,
Yeah, but we don't worry about that side, man. We do our thing, man.
You see, we rank put out after me, I say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. Thank you for the stats, man.
So don't worry yourself. We have a few subscribers, Mr. Lee. Don't worry yourself. But we can't afford to lose.
We don't want to lose none, man.
Chris, I want to finish with something. Chris,
Yes, go ahead.
I want to finish with something. So, earlier today, news broke in the UK. You probably all know the name of Sven-Göran Eriksson.
Yes.
Was from Sweden, but was for a period of time England's manager. And as part of the football family, as we are, just want to pass my condolences on to his family and anybody connected with him. He died at the age of 76. Many of the England players he looked after, including Rio Ferdinand. I saw his socials that just said quite beautifully, "R.I.P. Boss," which I think sums it up beautifully. But yeah, just condolences to his family. I think a gentleman in many ways at a time where football coaches and managers are still very much of the shout and scream variety. He was very much more cerebral. And if you look at the interviews with the players, they talk about how he was with them. Beckham's another one who speaks highly of the relationship he had with them. So just want to say, go into that football pitch in the sky, and again, condolences to his family and friends. Yeah.
It's all. And R.I.P. Or rest in eternal peace, I must say.
Yeah, man. Condolences to his family,
Because what happened, it was just a subtle little quote. It doesn't speak, it seems like he shouts or speaks loudly. But, he's one that I believe used to get the players together. That
100%.
These persons are pioneering in the field of football. And we have to acknowledge that. So, on behalf of the family and friends and past players, those who were affected by the passing of such from the Saudichress show, we say stay strong and be of good courage. I want to say thank you for that person who gave me back the subscribe.
You get back in subscribe. Yo.
I tell you, somebody want to give me the subscribe and I realize they subscribe. But it's not,
Yeah.
if you just subscribe, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So don't worry about it.
We can't afford to lose not even one side, not even half.
I was just saying, my God, we're gonna close the show where I'm at now. And I said, nobody not even subscribed tonight, no new person. And then me realize me lose one. So that's why I said,
Why sorry you want to close the show, I know, before you lose another one, you know.
Right? Remember, you don't have to be on here and live for you to lose.
Well, at least you won't say you can't sleep good tonight.
Yeah, man.
So again, people, and Ball of Life who just came in and we just started. Be blessed yourself as well. And as we say now, Conrad, I see you going to gym. I understand the thing set. Remember, you can't play again, so go and gym it out. Pick up yourself, sure, man. Everybody else, Devon, the whole crew, yeah? Big up and thanks, Tycoon. All of you were here earlier. I want to say thank you very much, Ronaldo. We have Stranger who was on set earlier. Bless up and thanks. Too many names to call, so bless up one and all. This is where we say good night. To a very good show again. And I see you soon. Time is winding down. We're opening up school. So guess what? Schoolboy football is coming up. That's where Mr. Lee enjoying himself to the max. Yeah, can't wait to see Garvey go back to another semi. It has been here in rival down at St. Catherine said. Now come out of the group. You hear that, boss? So we have a whole lot to prove, you know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
man. More make for talk. Right, Paul?
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
All of the topics.
Yeah.
Soon come.
Yeah.
Right, so bless up, people. Until